Do. Okay, I am live. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. And big time live. Big time. Alright. Continue with our process of elimination. A little bit of a recap, I guess. Someone killed the senior detective. We're trying to figure out who did it. It has to be someone from within the mansion. But then again, it's not, because it could be also someone who was outside since his death was 3 days ago, so on and so forth. Yeah, it's like a whole fucking spiel of shit. But yeah, I'm ready to get back into this game. It's been a good week. Banger alert! Alright. It's been very long. And I forgot how the mechanics work for that one segment of like doing the investigation parts. That's gonna be fun relearning again. But let's get in this bitch. Ideal's True Self, Chapter 1. This is a 311 one, yeah.
お疲れ様。最高にときめく指示だったぞ。君がそばにいてくれて本当に良かった。
I already forgot my button, so what is the auto? Got it.
皆に暖炉のあるリビングへ集まるよう指示を出したから、私たちも向かうとしよう。
Okay.
私たち全員でこの複雑怪奇な事件の真相を解明しようじゃないか。
Yeah.
理想さん。
I call out to stop Ideal Detective as we make our way back.
教えてください。僕をこの島に呼んだ本当の理由って何なんですか？
I can't help but ask. I need to know the rest of what she was going to say earlier. After all, why would someone as bumbling as myself be invited to stand amongst a talented crowd of detectives like this? Oh my god. Using my LGBT plus sub on you? There's a thing like that? Huh? I didn't even know there was like limited. I don't know if it's limited. I never knew this. But thank you. I appreciate it. Much love, Slendy boy. You mean your Prime? I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, hi, huh? I was like, and it says, with Prime Gaming. I was like, oh. And for the chief of the DA to place so much trust in me, it's nothing short of bizarre. Prime sub? Nah, more like Pride sub. Is that what it looks like? I never seen how it looks like for this month so far.
あなたは明らかに僕を見知った様子だ。一体僕に何をさせたいんですか？僕みたいな素人がこの島で何をしろって言うんですか？
My shouts echoed down the hall My shouts echo down the hall as every pent-up question I have comes bursting out at once. I can't understand why this world-famous detective would act so cryptic towards me.
すまない。意地悪が過ぎたな。
Adele gives a weary smirk, then scratches her cheek.
君の困り顔が見たいと、私の中のいたずら坊やが悪さをしてしまってな。君が自分から気づいてくれるまで黙っておこうかと思っていたんだ。まあ10年ぶりの再会なんだ。サプライズをしたいという私の心情も汲んでくれると嬉しいな。ワト君。
She knows my name.
10年ぶりの再会？それに ワト君って。
Yes, she called you by your name. Could it really be? My heart catches in my throat. Only one person, someone I met 10 years ago, called me by that name. Within the 10 years, no one called you Watu-kun at any certain point. Not a friend from like school. No, cool, whatever. But there's just no way.
ずっと再会する日を夢見てきたんだ。探偵同盟への加入が決まった君をこの会議に呼んでしまうのも無理からぬというものだろう。私の本名はサイカ・シェリン・フォード・ホームズ。
Her last
10
name
年
is
前に
Holmes.
君に救われたものだよ。
Psycho.
嘘だ。
Oh. My voice comes out in a shout before I curb it. I breathe deeply, but the shock won't subside. Ideal detective is Saika. That can't be. I saw her covered in blood right before me.
サイカちゃんが生きているわけない。僕は彼女の無念を晴らしたくてこれまで頑張ってきたのに、それなのに
There's no way. I have the voice like so high, and this motherfucker whispers. Like every other character sounds fine. It's just him.
落ち着け。
Adele comes close and softly cups my cheek. I'm startled by the sudden intimacy, but her arm around my waist keeps me in place.
君はどうやらあの牢獄での記憶を忘却
Her
してし
arm
まって
around
い
my
るようだ。
waist. Oh.
よほど君にとって深い心の傷だったのだな。
Yeah.
無理に思い出そうとして心が壊れてしまってはいけない。徐々に思い出していけばいいさ。あの日どのようにして私を救い出してくれたのかをな。
僕は本当にあなたを。
ああ、先ほどみんなの前で語った言葉に嘘はない。君は確かに私を救ってくれた。だから今もこうして生きている。
This was somehow lifted up. Good to know.
敵は私が思うよりもずっと狡猾で冷酷だった。
No, it's just rude.
私一人の力では探偵同盟は全滅を免れない。君の手助けが必要なんだ。君をこの場に呼んだのは本当に君の力が必要だからだよ。今はただ。
Isn't he about a question like, so, question, why is your hair white and not black? That'd be like one of the things. Ideal gazes at me with a sadness that reminds me of the Saika I once knew. That vulnerable girlish expression taking the place of her usual sagacity was nearly identical. But I can't help but wonder if this is truly the same person.
本当にサイカちゃんなの？
ようやくその名前で呼んでくれたな。嬉しいよ。
A relieved smile spreads across Ideal Detective's face. It doesn't seem like an act. She's sincerely happy to be reunited with me.
覚えておくといい。私たち探偵が本名を伝えるのは心から相手を信頼した時だけだ。誰が疑おうとも、君が君自身を信じられずとも、たとえ君に疑念を向けられようとも、私は君を信じ続けよう。だから私の活躍を隣で見守っていてくれ。そうしていればきっと真実も思い出せるはずだろうからな。
Ideal steps back from me, her expression already reverting to blah blah blah. Between her contentance as chief of the DA and as a vulnerable girl, I'm not sure which is real. There's so much cause for suspicion, and yet...
まだ僕には何が正しいのか分かりません。だけど今のあなたの言葉は真実だと信じます。いや、信じたいんです。 今まで何度も過去に戻ってサイカちゃんを救いたいって考えてきましたから。
Wasn't able to do I wasn't able to do so back then, so I truly want to believe what she's saying, that Psycho's alive. But even if those sweet words are mere deceit.
ただもちろん 100% 信じたわけじゃありません。言われた通り隣で見極めさせてもらいますよ。理想さんの言葉が真実かどうか。
ああ、望むところだよ、ワト君。私の一挙一動をつぶさに観察するといい。一つだけお願いするとしたら、理想さん呼びは勘弁してもらいたいな。他人行儀すぎてこそばゆいよ。二人きりの時くらい、
Okay.
昔のようにサイカちゃんと呼んでくれないか。
いや、それはあなたが本当にサイカちゃんだって信じたわけじゃありませんし。
変なところで意地っ張りなのは昔から変わらないな。じゃあせめて普段からホームズ呼びで頼むよ。こちらの名前は他の探偵にも知れ渡っているから問題ないしな。
わかりました。ホームズさん。
よし、有効の処方を踏めたな、ワト君。
Holmes' face beams with a genuine elation. The fact that it's moving me so easily is proof enough that I'm a rookie detective. Come on, Watahodro, get it together. D-pad pings with a notification. The others must have gathered in the living room by now.
さて、それではこの事件にケリをつけるとしようか。
Sure. Follow Holmes as she heads to the living room. I have no clue what she could want from me, but I've decided to trust her for now. If I stay by her side, the truth behind why I was brought here may finally come to light. All 13 detectives, including Holmes and myself, gathered around the room. Yes, I would like to quick save this. Hey! Guess who fucked up? So we're gonna skip some dialogue. L L L L L L L L Z. Skip this conversation quickly. What is happening?
私たち全員でこの複雑怪奇な事件の真相を解明しよう。
I don't know if I'm actually skipping the conversation or not. Oh, B is just to do that? What? Hold up. There's one. Okay, there you go. L itself, the left bumper is where you can skip it. Yeah, you know, you're not her, you're dead.
君をこの場に呼んだの。誰が
Let's move it along. Yes, we know. Da 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 da. Yep, yep. Let's move it along. Yep. Ping. Okay, we're here. Yep, we're here again. Not in that basement. I can't quick save, motherfucker. Fuck you. Yeah. You can't. I hate this sometimes. Alright. Holmes added a few logs into the crackling fire before returning to address us.
やあ、探偵諸君。それぞれの役割をこなしてくれてありがとう。みんなのおかげで、老子探偵を八つ咲きにしたトリックの正体。
You're able to load, but you're not able to save.
その全容を
Duly
明らか
noted.
にしていくだけだ。
教えてください、ホームズさん。一体犯人は誰なんですか？
I want you to solve it.
実に庶民らしい落ち着きのない男ですわね。犯人の前にまず明らかにしないといけないものがあるでしょ。
明らかにしないといけないものって。
それは老子探偵をどのように殺害したかですわ。
Dishua.
家族くんの言う通りだよ。まずは誰がしたかよりも誰にできたかから考え、事件の外堀を埋めていこう。
Okay.
家族くんの考えではどのように老子探偵は殺害されたのだと思う？
ズバリシャンデリアのトラップと連動したトリックですわ。
シャンデリアのトラップと連動？それって僕が扉を開けた時に作動したあの？
Oh my god. It had crushed down the moment I stepped through the entrance of the manor after that. Oh yeah, because that's like the thing that fell on me. The culprit utilized the trap, but for the...
粘土で遊んだことはあるかい？
Forgot my
粘
name
土を
is
できるだ
competent.
けきれいに両断しようと思ったなら君はどうする？刃物などを使ってもなかなかうまくいかないだろう？
学校ではテグスなどの細い糸を巻きつけて引っ張る方法を学んだ覚えがあります。
グッド。ならば次の質問だ。もし粘土を切り刻む原理で鋭利なワイヤーを人間に巻きつけ思い切り引っ張ればどうなるかな？
それって。
Cheating takes a mutilated body, flushes across my mind, and my skin prickles the wire, yeah. If you were to wrap it around someone and yank it, they would be sliced apart almost effortlessly, just like clay.
察しがついたみたいだね。そう。ワイヤーで何かを切ろうと思うなら、巻きつけた後に引っ張るだけでいい。
でもさ、粘土じゃなくて人間の体じゃん？人力で引っ張って簡単に切れるもんなの？ただでさえ引っ張りにくそうなワイヤーなのにさ。
いい質問だな、渋谷くん。そう。このトリックの肝はどのようにワイヤーを引っ張ったかだ。地下で老子探偵に絡まった状態のワイヤーを引っ張るにはどのような方法があるだろうか。家族くんならわかるかな？
犯人も少しは知恵を使ったようですけれど、私の高貴な脳細胞にはお見通しでしたわよ。ズバリ犯人はシャンデリアの落下を利用してワイヤーを引っ張り上げたのですわ。
シャンデリアの落下を利用するってどうやって？シャンデリアのある場所は1階のエントランスホールですけど、現場は地下室でしょ。
やれやれ、庶民にもわかるようエレガントに説明して差し上げましょう。
Oh, and that sliced off carpet piece.
シャンデリアにワイヤーを結びつけて、
That part is connecting a
連動するよ
bit.
うにしたんだよ。シャンデリアが落下すると、
So the wire was connected to the chandelier, and where that carpet was cut off at one point is connection to that. And then there's, you know, it goes under the floorboard, which is very easy to go through the wire itself. And then that happened once the chandelier falls. Positive cuts Holmes off with a huff, then continues where she left off.
犯人は老子探偵を薬か何かで眠らせた後、床へと落下させた状態のシャンデリアにワイヤーをくくりつけたのですわ。その後、床の隙間を通してワイヤーをエントランスホールから地下室へと垂らせば準備完了。ワイヤーによって2つの空間がつながったのですわ。
床にワイヤーを通せるものなんですか？
エントランスホールの床は地下に音が届くよう床板に若干の隙間が空いていましたでしょ。細いワイヤーを通して地下に垂らすことは造作もありませんわ。
They were only able to see that wire when
地
there
下
was
に
like
届い
blood
た
on
ワ
it.
イヤーを老子探偵の体に結びつけた後、シャンデリアを天井へと引き上げれば準備完了。シャンデリアが天井から落下すると、その動きに連動してワイヤーも引っ張られるという八つ咲き装置
Oh,
の完
because
成
it would
です
go
わ。
up and then he would then get sliced like that
以
too.
上のようにして犯人は自らの手を汚さず、
That would also explain why the blood is on the ceiling and then going to the
老子
floor.
探偵を殺害してみせたのでしょう。
見事な推理だ。しかし確証が欲しいな。ワト君はこのトリックの痕跡を覚えているかい？
Remember the trace this gimmick left behind. The trace it left behind, now that she mentions it, something suspicious did catch my attention during the investigation. The scratches on the chandelier, the switch on the wall. Armor detective. Oh, you can check it like that. That's actually kind of cool. Scratch chandelier. There are thin marks on the sturdy chandelier as if it was scratched by something thin. So that's when the wire was on it. We're not up to the scrap of carpet yet. As it turns out, its purpose is to hoist up the chandelier trap. But what would activate it to go down then? If you flip it back? It appears that the doorknob needs to be turned in order to activate the trap. Okay. The trace is left behind. Now that she mentions it, something suspicious did catch my attention during the investigation. Armor Knight? Why does Armor Knight have anything to do with this? With anything like this? Yo, it would be fucked up if Armor Knight is the fucking killer. The trace it left behind. The scratches on the chandelier? That's a trace that's been left behind. The switch doesn't really implicate anything. It's just able, if you flip the switch, it's just able to go back up. But the only way to activate for the chandelier to fall is if you open the doorknob. So, the chandelier. I don't know why Armor Knight was involved in that shit. They're really trying to out this man. I swear, if it is Armor Knight, because he has the armor and it doesn't hurt him. That's funny. I don't even know who. I don't even know if this is like the premise of like, yes, one of the detectives is actually the killer. But like, huh? It's like, how the fuck did they end up doing this? What was their motive?
ならホームズの言う通り、ワイヤーとシャンデリアの罠が犯行に利用されたことは間違いないだろうね。
Also, my trust level went up. I just saw that.
気分はどうだい？
How's what feel?
気分？どういうこと？
鈍いな。シャンデリアの罠によって老子探偵が殺されたということはだよ。君が洋館の扉を開かなければ老子探偵は八つ咲きにならずに済んだってことじゃないか。
But wasn't it the premise that his body is 3 days old? Or like the corpse itself is 3 days old? Shock lances through my spine and I begin to break out in a cold sweat. Hold up. Oh, I can't even look at the evidence from here. Fuck, it's so annoying actually. View definitive. Oh, okay, that's just term and phrases. Yeah, okay, we can't look at the evidence from here. That's kind of sucky and annoying. I think you could just skip. So, it was all because of me. If I hadn't triggered that trap, then Senior Detective would still be alive. Even now, I can feel the doorknobs in my hand. To think that at that moment, a man was being sliced apart right before my feet.
初めて人を殺してしまった気分はどうだい？まるで泥の沼に浸ったみたいに悪くない気分だろう。大丈夫。
Renegade's fucked up in the head.
下がれ、外道探偵。私がうんと言うまで口を閉じていろ。
そんなに睨むなよ。そそられるじゃないか。
警告する。
He is demented and has no right being a detective.
閉じろ。
Cowed by Holmes, Renegade Detective seems to cut his losses, backing down. Holmes then turns to me, all signs of anger wiped clean from her face.
無能君、動揺するのはわかるが、落ち込むのは後にしよう。みんなも無能君を糾弾したり 疑ったりするのは後にしてくれよ。入り口のトラップは他の探偵でも発動は避けられなかったものだ。それにむしろ無能くんはいい働きをしたと言っていい。無能くんの行動のおかげで犯人の計画は致命的な狂いが生じてしまったんだ。
A fatal error.
僕がいい働きを？
What could she mean by that? As much as I want to demand the answer, I wait to hear the rest from of her
なあ、
her
家族の姉
introduction.
さんよ。犯人はシャンデリアの落下を利用してワイヤーを引っ張ったんだよな。
ですからそう申していますでしょ。ワイヤーはシャンデリアに連動して。
でもよ、普通にくくりつけたんじゃシャンデリアに合わせて老子探偵が上下の移動を繰り返すだけにならねえか？引っ張り上げられた時に殺されたわけじゃねえんだろ。
It has to be once the chandelier drops.
地下の老子探偵の体を切断するのに必要なのはワイヤーを引っ張り上げる力だからな。
Which is when the
落下
chandelier
運動
drops.
に連動しても
But if it's
切断は
connected that
できない
way, yeah.
と言いたいのだろ。
落下運動？まあよく言ってることはわからねえけど、多分そんな感じだぜ。
What the fuck?
確かにこれは困ったぞ。一体どうすればいいのかな。解説を頼めるかい、家族くん。
それはですね。
Damn. She's like, fuck, what do I say? She got outplayed.
無能くん、助け舟をあげてくれ。最初に家族くんと推理を行っていたのは誰だろう。
I think Gourmet? Gourmet may have been doing it with her. There was only one detective who was initially investigating with Posh at the start, and that was Gourmet Detective.
美食さん、あなたならシャンデリアの落下を利用して老子探偵を殺害する方法に気づいているんじゃないですか？
あらあら、美味しいところを取るみたいだから黙っているつもりだったけれど。
Fucking she said the magic words!
難しい話じゃないわ。犯人は滑車装置の原理でローシちゃんの体とシャンデリアと
Gourmet could fuck me up. She could fuck me up. Destroy my life in 1 second.
そうそう、それですわ。滑車装置を利用したのですわ。私ってば度忘れしてしまうだなんて。
She did the Ojo-sama laugh.
発射装置って井戸のつるべなどに使われているあれですか？それを使えばどうなるんですか？
難しい話じゃないわ。図を書きながら解説してあげるわね。
Okay.
シャンデリアの罠は一度落下した後も壁のスイッチを押すとゆっくり天井まで引き上げられることで何度でも使える仕組みだったわ。この引き上げる力がとってもパワフルでね、人より体重の重い私でも軽々と引き上げてくれたの。
A voluptuous
私より
vixen like
ずっと身
myself.
軽なローシちゃんの
What a
体
phrase!
重さに加わっても全然平気でしょうね。
She knows what she's rocking. She's gonna flaunt
シャ
that
ンデリ
shit.
アの上に乗って一緒に登ったんですか？
ええ、楽しかったわよ。それに天井の近くで貴重な手がかりも見つけられたわ。
Do you care to share with the class?
それはワイヤーを引っ掛けていたと思われるフック。それも登山用の強靭なもので凶器のワイヤー層が擦れても平気な材質のね。そのフックを通してシャンデリアにワイヤーをくくりつければ簡単な滑車装置の出来上がり。ついでにこの状態でワイヤーを力いっぱい引っ張ればワイヤーの緩みも調整できるわ。ローシちゃんは天井に貼り付け状態で何もできなかったはず。恐ろしいトリックよね。
老子探偵の獅子に見られた絵師の痕跡は相当長い間天井に貼り付け状態だった証拠だな。ゾッとしないよ。
滑車装置さえ作ってしまえばロープを使うなりしてシャンデリアから降りて準備は完了。誰かが扉を開くのを待つだけというわけですわね。
降りるときに使ったロープはどうやって回収を？
おバカさんですわね。そんなのいくらでも回収方法はありますわ。
Oh, you precious dimwit.
例えばもやい結びやスリップノットにすれば降りた後に引っ張ってほどくこともできる。
That's a band.
今度ゆっくりと教えてあげるよ。
I'm at a loss of how to respond when presented with these not options as if they were obvious possibilities. Aside from armor, no one seemed phased, as if it was just common detective knowledge. I really am terrifyingly out of my depth here.
以上のようにして犯人は私たちがこの島を訪れるよりずっと前にトリックの準備を済ませ洋館を後にしたんだ。
INC, does that stand for innocent?
そして僕が扉を開いてトラップが作動したことでワイヤーは滑車装置で巻き上げられて老子探偵の
But that doesn't make sense to happen within that time. To think that someone could orchestrate such a kill while their victim remained down in the basement. I just can't fathom it. I feel a shiver run down my spine at the hidden culprits' ingenuity, as well as their barbarity. This has to have been planned preemptively. Because it would not make sense if I did it, like the protagonist, walking in, that happened, I became unconscious because of that fucking moment of not getting hit by it.
ワイヤーを地下から上に通していた証拠なんだよね。
And then no one realizing then and there, you know?
100% ワイヤーによって切れたものです。おそらく
The carpet is
引っ張
red,
り上げられた際
so I
に
guess the blood would be hidden in a sense if it like did get through the
絨毯も切れ
floorboards.
たんです。今回の犯人の思考不足が伺えますね。
証拠を残しすぎなのですわ。この偉大なるピンカートン家の後継ぎ、家族探偵を相手取るには役
Pinkerton
者不足だったようですわね。
だけど、それじゃあ誰が犯人なのだろうね。
Yeah, like what the fuck is happening?
それはおそらく扉を開いたそこの庶民ではありませんの。もともと怪しかったのですし。
My guy, I walked in. That's all I did. If anything, I just activated it.
このトリックは準備さえ整えてしまえば、あとは誰かがこの洋館の扉を開くのを待つだけでいい。
Yeah, what Workaholic said.
誰にでも犯行が可能なトリックなんだ。入り口を開いた張本人である無能君だけでなく、私たち探偵同盟のメンバーでもね。
ちょっと社畜さん、何をおっしゃいますの？私たちは今日本土から数時間かけてこの島に来たんですのよ。
The mainland.
私たちに犯行など不可能に決まっていますわ。浅ましすぎる発言はたとえ庶民といえども許しませんわよ。
研究棟の人らが殺されたのって1日以上前でしょ。だったら今集まってるうちらにも犯行は可能なんじゃね。
Downtown, that's the case.
この島の人たちを皆殺しにして老子探偵を殺すトリックを準備してから本土に戻って何食わぬ顔でうちらに合流する。もし犯人があの八つ咲き校ならそれくらい余裕でやるっしょ。そんな最低最悪なクソ野郎だからこそうちらはわざわざ集まったんだからさ。
そんな仲間同士で疑い合うだなんて。
Renegade can't beat the Courting Duke only because this motherfucker is too homicidal. That this motherfucker will kill you on the spot. He would not care about the fucking Duke. He's too on the, like, he has to present the murder right there and then. Courting Duke is like a fucking hidden man. Or woman, whoever. But Jesus. Renegade Detective cuts in gleefully.
もっと最悪なパターン。それって何のことですか？
決まっているじゃないか。犯人を見つけ出せるならまだマシ。
That motherfucker's gone, probably. Maybe, unless he wants to see how this plays out.
最悪なパターンは犯人がすでに島から逃げ去っていることだよ。
The atmosphere tenses in an instant as much as we hope to believe, otherwise it was a possibility we couldn't ignore.
仮に今回の一連の犯行が八崎港の仕業だとしたら、すでに逃げ去っている方が現実的だよね。だって探偵同盟の本部を壊滅させることには成功。置き土産に老子探偵を殺害する罠まで残せた。逆にどうして島に残る必要があるのかな。俺ならサクッと逃げちゃうな。そして戻ってこない。そうすれば疑われることもないんだ。よほど強い意志と目的でもない。
It's what's the motive behind it, really? But then again, the Courting Duke is kind of just like, I want to fucking create chaos. There's his motive. No one can argue with Renegade's words. I suppose it takes a homicidal maniac to give us some perspective on another. You know, that does kind of play with the part of, like, him being a homicidal maniac can literally give you a point of view of how the fucking murderer thinks. Wow. Just like you said, it'd be counterintuitive for the culprit to remain or even return to the island at this point.
それじゃあこの事件は
Unsolvable.
誰にでも犯行が可能である以上、もう推理しようがない。完全に手詰まりってわけだ。
It's a chaotic look of his. Examine everyone's faces again. Their eyes are filled with suspicion and hostility that wasn't there before. I believed I could trust them just moments ago, but now a dark shadow hangs above us. The culprit already fled. We'll never track down Senior Detective's killer, but if they're still here, they could very well be among us. Among us? Sorry. Either way, it's a bitter pill to swallow. It's no surprise that the team's morale has taken a hit.
顔を上げろ、探偵諸君。推理はまだ終わっていないぞ。
Holmes' voice dispels the gloom.
確かにこの事件の真相はどうあがいても悲劇かもしれない。だがそもそも探偵とは悲劇の後に必要とされる存在だ。我々が悲劇を前に臆してしまっては誰が立ち向かうというんだ。
Valid point. I almost fucking pressed A for a second there. So I'm like cleaning my sticks. Holmes sends a wink my way before making her announcement.
この事件の犯人は一つ致命的なミスを犯してしまった。それを今から
Oh, she's finally sharing with the class.
悲劇など我々の手で覆してやろうじゃないか。探偵諸君。
I still can't save. The group falls silent, listening intently to what Ideal has to say. For this particular trick, anyone could have performed the killing act so long as the proper preparations were made. It's possible the perpetrator has already fled, though if they are still present, they could very well be part of the DA. How does Holmes intend to turn such a desperate situation around? You know, but here's a catch though. Wouldn't they go through the body count and see who was here prior? And if someone was missing, wouldn't they be able to tell who that person was in a sense? Investigator who hadn't spoken yet is... The investigator who hasn't spoken yet. Rowdy spoke. I don't know if Armor spoke of anything. Man, this one's kind of a hard choice, actually. Bookworm hasn't spoken a word. I don't remember if Armor said anything in particular to add to the conversation, but... Man, this is kind of a hard one. I believe someone has yet to share their theory and competent. You know whom I refer to, yes? I'm gonna go with Bookworm. Oh, there you go.
確かあなたはこの部屋の暖炉を見て何かに気づいた様子でしたよね。あなたは何に気づいたんですか？
こそこそと見ていたんですか。気持ち悪いです。死んでください。少
Perverted
女
view.
はロリコンとおぼしき少年へと蔑みの目を向けた。
いや、これはその
My trust is maxed out.
よさないか、文学探偵。すまないな、無能探偵。この子は少々人付き合いが不慣れなんだ。
Flag Mystic.
全然気にしてないですよ。
I gave a strained laugh as an attempt to recover from my mental blow. I was just dealt.
お前もずっと暖炉の件を話したがっていたじゃないか。みんなに話してやれ。
言われずともそのつもりですけど。と少女は不満混じりの声で返事をし、解説を始める。私たちがこの部屋を訪れた際、暖炉に火が灯っていました。この点に違和感を覚え、ずっとその正体を探っていたのです。と少女は自らの考えを口にした。
違和感ですか？
I'm not gonna lie, this entire time I thought she had earrings, but in reality, it's just the background of the fucking fireplace like fence thing. And I was like, oh damn, I didn't know she had earrings.
この国では馴染みが薄く、知らないのも当然であろうが、暖炉の火というのはそう長く持たないんだ。薪を頻繁に追加してやらなければ6時間も持たない。よくて5時間といったところだろう。
そんなに頻繁な管理が必要なものなんですね。
Fire dies out. You know,
でも
keep putting more.
皆さんの中の誰かが寒いから火を灯したんじゃないですか。もう3月とはいえ、この島は肌寒いですし。
Interesting.
殺人事件が起こった館の暖炉を勝手につける探偵がいるわけないでしょ。ロリコン野郎。と少女は犯罪者予備軍の少年を罵倒した。
The would-be offender.
それもそうですね。
It's not just me, right? Incumbent does like whisper his
文
words,
学
right?
探偵の言う通りだ。
Every character sounds like they're speaking at like a good volume for me to perfectly fine hear, but when Incompetent speaks, it's like
いると
he's
したら
whispering the things.
犯人だけだ。
There's times he does speak a little bit louder, but then there's just like times, most times it's just like
そ
hushed
して
tones.
それはこの数時間に起きた出来事なんだ。
二人ともいい点に気づいてくれたな。そう、その暖炉に火をつけてしまったことこそ犯人の
Might just be
の
me.
一つさ。おそらく暖炉の火の持続時間に関する知識がなかったのだろう。だからこそ警察にも暖炉に火をつけてしまった。いや、つけざるを得なかったんだ。
つけざるを得なかった。
ああ、このワイヤーを取り扱うのに必要なグローブを処分するためにな。
Yeah. Saying this, Home fishes a single black glove from her pocket and waves it at us.
君たちも知っての通り、今回の犯行に使われたワイヤーソーは切れ味が良すぎるゆえに特別製のグローブが必要だ。犯人は間違いなくこのグローブを所持していたことだろう。ゆえにこのグローブの所持がバレれば犯人として疑われる。かといって指紋のべったりついたグローブをどこかへ隠すのはリスクが高い。だからこうするしかなかったのさ。
With that, Holmes flings the glove into the fireplace. Disappears into the flames, hissing all the while. It may have been made of sturdy material, but it clearly wasn't fireproof.
暖炉の中から焼け残ったグローブの残骸を見つけることもできましたよ。と少女はリーダーへと報告した。
Damn! The more we go into this, the more it feels like Armor Detective is kind of the culprit. Only because it's like, no one could touch it. This fucking, you know, this wire. But Armor Knight is able to go through that shit without a problem. The fact is, I don't know if he's able to grab it. Because he sliced through it earlier. Like with just a chop of his hand. So... No, it's not armor. Maybe because the reason why I think of this, because they need the gloves. Armor could just use his own armor, literally.
無論だ。犯人がこの洋館を脱出できたならば、グローブなど適当な場所に放ってしまえばいい。近くに海もあるのだからな。わざわざ洋館の中で処分したということは、洋館の外に出られなかったということだ。
Interesting.
グッド。その通りだよ、魔界くん。
I do is kind of like a mom, in a sense of like, anyone who gives like the good response, he's like, she just goes, good, that's good. Now let me explain more.
私たちが研究棟に到着してからこの数時間、見張りを欠かさなかったが、洋館から脱出した者は皆無だった。この暖炉に火を灯した人は、まだ館の内部にいるということですね。と、少女はリーダーの言葉に納得するのであった。
Okay. That's now added for a factor.
内部に。
The detectives eyes each other. What? Eyes each other suspiciously, but of course, why wouldn't they? If the culprit is still inside the manor, that means they're hiding within our group.
落ち着け、探偵諸君。確かに私たちの中に犯人がいるという事実は悲しいことだが、何よりも重大な事実がある。
Among us.
それ
Already did a
は
bit.
八つ崎公が確実にこの洋館の中にいるということだ。
Where's the vent?
どうして
That could only be our true clue.
君が現れたおかげだよ、無能君。
Oh?
僕がどういう意味ですか？
Holmes chuckles slightly before continuing.
八つ崎公にとって君の存在はイレギュラーに違いないからさ。その証拠に八つ崎公は2つの致命的なミスを
Two
犯
fatal
した。
errors.
一つは痕跡を残したこと。おそらく犯人の元々の計画では証拠など残さずに姿を消すつもりだったはずだ。そうすれば下道君が言っていたように、もう八つ崎公が島から脱出したものと考えざるを得ない。推理のしようがなくなり混乱に陥っていたからな。
I see, if the Duke's goal wasn't to put us off his scent, there wouldn't have been any need to engineer such a complex murder. For all intents and purposes, this should have been an unsolvable case.
しかしそこに無能君が現れ、予定よりも早くトラップを起動させてしまった上に入り口で気絶してしまった。
And he
もし
couldn't
仮に
leave.
洋館内に犯人がいたとしたら、さぞ慌てたことだろう。 なぜならこの洋館は窓がすべてはめ殺しで、出るには唯一の扉をくぐる。
Oh, all the windows can't open? That's fucking
なのに
tragic.
そこには男が倒れている。もし逃げる時に目覚めて顔を見られたら一巻の終わりだ。殺そうにも実力も素性も不明。おとなしく身を隠す他にない。さらにそこへ他の探偵たちまでやってきてしまう。慌てた犯人は隙を見て暖炉で証拠だけ隠滅してしまった。どうだい？しっかりとした筋書きだろ。
So would that mean the original group is still on suspicion then? No one contradicts Holmes' statements. She's right. If there was an irregularity in the corporate plan, it would be me. I may lack experience, but I failed to save Senior, but it's thanks to me that a major flaw was introduced to the murderous plan. It's a bit ironic, really.
その可能性があったか。全然気づかなかったよ。
So that'll only be whoever was in the building at the time, right? When they woke me up?
どうせ最初から全て気づいていた上で場を混乱させたのだろ。このゲドめ。
He's a shit starter. That's what it is.
どうして八つ崎校の犯行だと言い切れますの？
Unless there's someone in this group that walked into the manor after this whole spiel happened, and they somehow just slithered in, you know, like slithered into the group as they were walking in. I doubt it, but most likely it's just the first group.
それが2つ目のミスなんだよ、家族くん。
Pause falls silent. Holmes turns her gaze to me, then smiles coldly before getting into the heart of the matter.
本来この扉を開けた者は罠に引っかかり、老子探偵と共に死ぬはずだった。つまり本来殺すはずの2人目の犠牲者を出せなかったことこそが八つ崎校最大の失敗さ。
Oh, he wanted two killings.
なんですって？
I remember when the trap sprung, I felt a pain in my head that led me to avoid the trap by all means. In other words, I narrowly avoided a tragic fate of Corin Duke's latest
はい
victim.
はい。被害者が2人いたかもしれないからって、八つ崎校の犯行と断定するのは早計じゃないか？
There could have been.
模倣犯かもしれないだろ。
You're not wrong. This guy could be a copycat this entire
霊
time.
道探偵、お前もシリアルキラーならわかるはずだろ。これはただのか乱を狙った犯行ではなく宣戦布告だ。わざわざリスクの高い手段で老子探偵を惨殺してみせることで、八つ崎校は私たちにこう言っている。
In such a risky way is proof of that.
真相を解き明かしてみせろ。さもなくば全員八つ崎にしてやる。とな。
面白くなってきたね。俺も全力で楽しませてもらうとするよ。My Holmes.
He's creepy. He can be creepy with it. Her renegade detective satisfied, Holmes claps once, turning the attention back to her.
では今回の事件をまとめるとしよう。
You know, there's some dialogue texts that really shouldn't be involved, I guess is the premise. Reason being is because it's like they do it right after. So it's like you really didn't need to. This song? Yeah! Oh, this song, the music in this game is so good.
老子探偵の声で私に連絡。一部の探偵を洋館へと誘導する。そこで扉を開いた探偵と老子探偵を同時に殺害し、2人の犠牲者を出すことで八つ崎校の犯行であることを示唆。それと同時に犯人である八つ崎校が島の外へと逃げ出せた可能性を示すことで私たちを混乱に陥れるはずだった。だがそこでイレギュラーが生じる。 それは計画外の人物が計画外の時間に罠を作動させたこと。そのイレギュラーのせいで犯人は洋館の外へ出られず、慌てて証拠隠滅を図った。その結果、不自然に暖炉に火が灯り、証拠品も焼け残ってしまった。以上のことから八つ咲公が今どこにいるか、無能くん、イレギュラーの主である君が結論を告げろ。
You tell us incompetent. You guys know where he's at? They gave me 3 options. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the second one.
八つ咲公はこの洋館の中にいます。
This song is too good. I'm gonna look up the soundtrack to this shit and just vibe to it.
無能くんが生み出してくれたこの一筋の巧妙を逃すわけにはいかない。ここまではやられてばかりだったが、反撃開始といこう。私たち全員で追い込んでやろうじゃないか。
This is my type of music. This is my type of music that I love fucking listening to. Just to vibe out. There you go. Case overview. Victim: senior detective, culprit unknown. Cause of death: dismembered by wire saw. Sequence: the culprits killed senior detective from afar by using the chandelier trap and wire saw. This gimmick was set up in advance, making it hard to pin down the culprit. They remain unidentified, but must be inside the manor. Contribution: 100%. Let's fucking go!
りょう、でもまあ通り魔。事
Thank
件の推
you,
理
I
は
can do a
ここま
quick
でっ
save.
てことでよくね。
Whew. Given the situation, downtown's casual demeanor feels momentarily out of place.
解ける謎はあらかた解けて、
Monumentally out of
犯
place.
人
I
を
said
踏んづかまえて
momentarily.
問いただせばいいじゃん。うちはもうお腹が減りすぎてヘリンボーンだよ。一旦休憩にしようよ。みんなお疲れモー
I'm
ドだ
mad
し、
hungry right now.
これ以上話してもラジあかん
Where are
ね。
you from? New York? Like, don't even start.
さすがは渋谷殿、良いことを言うのである。どうせ犯人はこの洋館から出られぬのであろう。ならば我らがまず行うべきは犯人との開口に備え英気を養うことである。
それもそうだな。本土からこの島までの移動時間も含めれば、私たちはすでに半日以上休みなしで活動を続けている。
Yup. Holmes suckles ruefully at downtown and Armor's comments, but speaks with a clear, firm voice.
渋谷君の言う通り、交代で洋館の出入り口を見張りながら食事をとることにしよう。
With Holmes' words, the group lets out a collective sigh of relief. No one has to say it. We're all clearly exhausted. The detectives chatter away as we head towards the dining room. The atmosphere has finally become calm and relaxed. Despite that, the tightness in my chest won't disappear. I groan quietly as I feel another migraine coming on. It's just like when the chandelier fell as if I'm not myself.
無能先輩大丈夫？頭痛いの？バフィロンあげようか？
無理は良くないのである。さあ、食堂までおんぶするから我に捕まってくれ。
Look, she's gonna carry me. You thought of it, Sly.
大丈夫。だから本部は勘弁してください。
See? After some time, the pain resides, but I can't understand it. Why is my body such a wreck right now?
渋谷さん、念のために後でバフィロンもらっていいかな。
How shall her for real? You mean incompetent? The main protagonist? He wasn't telling that to Downtown. He was telling to you, like the protagonist.
りょう、もちろん OK だよ。先輩には借りもできちゃってたみたいだしね。
Oh.
仮？
まあ、通り
I
は
wish I was
食堂行こ
competent.
う。置いてかれて変な疑いかけられたら
I wish I was incompetent. It's very funny. Downtown doesn't wait for me to respond, instead pulling my hand and leading me into the dining hall. Day 1 evening. The dining room is buzzing with chatter. Some ingredients were left in the refrigerator, so gourmet detective cooked us a meal. David, yeah. Workaholic, renegade, and doleful agreed to keep watch while the rest of us gather around the dining room table.
Hi, みんな。お料理ができたわよ。
Fuck! So high!
ちゃんと材料は私が毒味しておいたから安心してね。
Oh, by the way, gourmet detective has an immunity to poison. Any type of poison.
僕のフレンズ鑑識遊具ペロペロ君を使えば簡単に調べられた
Licky
のに
licky.
悪いな科学の坊ちゃん。でもよ、美食の姉さんなら毒くらい平気だぜ。なんだって姉さんの舌はあらゆる毒を美味しく食べれちまうんだからな。
Got soda pop.
ヤマトちゃんってば。その言い方じゃまるで私がモンスターみたいじゃないの。
Gourmet can fuck me up. Gourmet can truly fuck me up.
子供の頃からいろんな毒を試食してきたおかげで毒に耐性ができたというだけよ。青酸カリとかは
Cyanide has too much of a kick though, even for me. I think that's like one of the most deadliest poisons.
超味覚恐ろしい人ですね。なにこの和風パスタ超美味しいんだけど。美食さん食べるだけじゃなく作る方もパないんだね。
Lexicon. Oh yeah, these are like the other things. Super Palais. Gourmet detective excels in her analytical ability to connect sense and taste to foods. Her past experiences have given her a strong resistance to poisons and molds, making her uniquely optimized for this power. I like how they say optimized. The most extreme aspect of the Super Palais is that it is capable of sniffing out the scent of lies, which much research remains to be done on this. People react to emotion, causing changes to components in the bloodstream, as well as the particles that make up sweat. For creatures with keen noses, such as dogs, research has shown that compensational shifts like these can be detected via olfaction, the same as believed for Gourmet. Unlike Rowdy's more universal sense, however, if Gourmet is unable to perceive something as food, she can't work her magic on it, and a downside to her ability. Interesting. This is just the D-pad information. These are some of the cases that they did. I don't know what the Q incident is. I think this is not an incident. This is like an actual factor. This phrase indicates events, individuals, creatures, or phenomena that are deemed to have a potential impact on the future of the country. The Q stands for quintessence, but there are many theories on what this means. The mysteries abound. Any subject designated as a Q incident is limited to authorization individuals who are permitted to employ extra-legal measures in dealing with them. If, however, a Q incident is not deemed to be a threat, then no restrictions are placed on its activities. As a matter of fact, Idol Detective is one of the few individuals designated as a Q incident, and she leads the DA free of restrictions. Interesting. I kind of do want to read these, but maybe like later.
出汁がよく効いているね。濃厚なのに爽やかな風味が後を引く味わいだ。さて。
So does Armor Detective just like eat with his mask on, or does he like shift up and then he just like eats?
うちですか？食事の時くらい謎かけは勘弁してくださいよ。うちじゃわかんないですって。
人生はすべてミステリーだ。いついかなる時も謎を探してしまうのは探偵の性というものさ。
True detective at the heart.
我は分かったぞ。この甘酸っぱい風味、レモンであるな。
いや、さすがにレモンでは出汁は取れない。
何？あんな汁気がたっぷりなのに。
They're exponentially juicy.
いや、汁気と出汁は関係ないで
I
しょ。
drink the food.
つうかあんた
I just kind of like the idea of it. His mask from the bottom shifts up.
ん？このようにして兜の隙間からすするのだが。
Wait, what? So what the heck? So who the heck wants a juicy sauce? Wait, how are you even gonna eat in all that metal? Through the slits of my helmet, of course. Behold. There's no way you knew that.
本当に嫌いなんですけど、あなたのこと。
ブン、人参をこっそり私のスープに入れるんじゃない。ちゃんと野菜も食べないと大きくなれないぞ。
Did I just call it? You 100% did.
人参は土臭くてまずいから嫌。それにビタミンは健康には影響を及ぼしますが、体の成長には効果を与えないものと記憶してます。
He fucking eats it with his slit on his fucking mask. As I was just stating, like, I think the mask would just shift up and he would just eat it like that. But nope, straight up the mask through the slits.
鮮やかに論破した。
エリクツはいいから食べんか。せっかく美食探偵がしっかりと煮込んでくれて食べやすくなっているんだぞ。
Bookworm is just a
文
kid.
学さん、バカイさんの言う通りですわよ。探偵たるもの、好き嫌いをしてはいけませんわ。懐かしいですわね。私も子供の頃はもやしが全然食べられなくて苦労したものです。今は大好物ですけれど。
もやし。家族探偵は探偵の名家ピンカートン家の出身なのにもやしなど食べていたのですかと少女はイメージと異なる発言に目を丸くした。
ピンカートン家も近年は苦労していてな。警備業務がなりわいだと聞いている。それを立て直した妻女こそそこの家族。
余計なことは言わなくてもよろしいですわ。ピンカートン家は今も昔も最高の探偵です。私がや
Yeah, they're hiding
の
little
正
stuff
体を
early.
暴き、その事実を証明して差し上げますから見ていてくださいまし。
I'm unable to mask the surprise on my face as I listen to the others chat in harmony.
あれだけ凄惨な事件の後でも普通に食事が取れるなんてみんなすごいな。
I, on the other hand, haven't been able to take a single bite of the food on my plate. Before me is a savory soup full of hearty veggies, toasted baguette slices, and fluffy eggs scrambled together with smoked meat. All the food looks so as delicious as it is inviting. Yet I can't will the hand holding my spoon to budge even an inch. Well, that was like his first like actual corpse in front of him. No matter how hard I try, I can't keep the greasy sight from earlier out of my mind, or out of my head. Everyone else saw the same thing as me, but I'm the only one who paralyzed by it. How pathetic can I be? I mean, I'm a member of the Alliance myself. I need to strengthen my mental fortitude so murder scenes won't bother me this much.
顔が引きつっているぞ。大丈夫か？
Holmes seated next to me. Her voice is her voice a low whisper, such that only I can hear that.
ごめんなさい。ちょっと考え事をしていただけなので気にしないでください。
I don't blame Wado for like being like not able to eat after seeing like his first fucking like murder or not a first corpse right in front of his face for being a detective. But like everyone around him is like used to this shit, so it makes sense that they, you know, they're like fine. Agaga how easily she sees through me.
その顔を見れば誰だってわかるさ。それに探偵たるもの誰もが経験することだからな。
そうですよね。僕も早くなれるよう努力します。
おいおい、そんな必要はないぞ。むしろ逆だ。殺人事件の現場に慣れてはいけない。
I don't think anyone should.
どういうことですか？
Blurt out the question before I could stop myself.
言葉通りの意味さ。確かに私たち探偵は悲劇の現場に直面しやすい。だがその光景に慣れて日常のように思ってはいけない。よく見ろ。みんな口調こそ明るいが時折真剣な面持ちを見せる。気持ちを切り替えるべく意識的に明るく話しているんだ。防ぐことのできなかった悲劇に心が負けないようにな。
意識的に明るく。
Looking again at the group, I can see hints of tensions during the lulls of conversation. I see, so it's not that everyone just instantly moved on from senior detective's murder. Rather, they're steeling themselves, shrouding their weakness as they continue to untangle this mystery.
悲劇を日常と思う者に探偵を名乗る資格はない。悲劇を憎み、勇気を持って覆せるような強い心を持った者こそが探偵なんだ。だからバト君、君も強くあれ。どんな悲劇にも負けない本物の探偵になるんだ。
はい。
Son of a bitch. My hand is still frozen in place, gripping my spoon, but no matter how long it takes, I'll finish this meal in front of me. Not only that, I'll become a real detective just like Holmes said.
みんなすぐに集まってくれ。
Yo. Workaholic's voice echoes through the room. I turn to see his flustered face at the doorway.
研究棟前のヘリポート付近で何かが光ってる。もしかしたら犯人がヘリコプターで逃げようとしているのかもしれない。
How would we stop him? The group rushes outside the manor.
あれを見てごらんよ。一体あんな場所で何が光っているというんだろうね。
何かとても危険な気配がします。近づいてはいけない。何かの気配が。
Renegade points off into the distance where something is definitely shining. The paved area over there is a heliport, which means that the light could belong to a helicopter. Though I didn't see anything there when I checked before.
俺にはうっすらと見えるぜ。楕円状の巨大な何かがヘリポートの上に立ってやがる。真っ黒に塗られているみたいではっきりとは見えねえが、危険な気配がビンビンに伝わってくるぜ。おそらくは敵の野郎の罠だろうな。
By the op.
でも確認しないわけにもいかない。もし本当にヘリコプターだったなら逃走を許してしまうことになるからね。
お待ちなさい。私たちがあのヘリポートの前を通った時は何もなかったではありませんの。ヘリをあの場所に用意することなど不可能ですわ。
あのヘリポートの地下には機材の格納庫があると聞いたことがある。こうして私たちを洋館に引き寄せて今脱出を図ろうとしているとしたら。
議論している暇はないな。早く向かおう。
Without delay, Idol begins dolling out orders to each
社
detective.
畜くんに家族くん、渋谷くん、科学くん、それに魔界くんと文学くんはこの場に残ってくれ。
Okay.
私たちが離れた隙に敵はこの洋館を狙ってくるかもしれない。十分に警戒しておいてくれ。
Got it.
はい、確かに任されました。リーダー、どうかお気をつけて。
こちらは我々に任せろ。必ずや本陣は守り抜いてみせよう。
ああ、信頼しているよ。私の愛しい探偵諸君。武装君と大和君、美食君、下道君は私と共にヘリポートへ向かってほしい。それと飛脚君には大和君と共にそこの高台から様子を伺ってほしい。そして何か異常があれば私に連絡を。
僕も同行します。
Oh? Dolphin interrupts Holmes, his voice wavering.
声も足も震えているぞ。君のその体質でよほど恐ろしい何かを感じ取っているのだろう。本当に平気なのか。大和君と共に遠くから見張ってくれているだけで十分だぞ。
怖いですけど、僕の名探偵体質は自分の身に危険が迫らないと発動しません。だから遠目からでなくホームズさんの隣でちゃんと警戒したいんです。そのために僕はこの場に来たんですから。よく言ったぜ、ヒゲクの坊ちゃん。あんたのことは俺が必ず守り抜いてやっから安心しな。僕こう見えて17歳なんだけど年上かよ。すまねえ、お詫びに一発かましてやってくれ。
Why was everybody yelling? What do you mean?
さて無能君、君はどうする？もしかしたら先ほどの事件よりもさらに恐ろしい目に遭うかもしれないぞ。この洋館に残るか、
Oh
私と
man.
共に行くか。どうしたい？
What's the plan here?
僕は
Or can I decide, or is it okay? Oh, I don't get to decide. It's just gonna tell me go with you.
ホームズさんと共に行きます。僕だってもう探偵同盟の一員ですから。
そうか。そう言ってくれて嬉しいよ。
Before I forget to do a quick
それ
save.
では探偵諸君、向かうとしようか。
They seem to be yelling.
敵の罠が
Are they? To me, they're just conversating. Or like at least have like a concerning voice. I feel an odd sense of calm on the mountain path despite the underlying tension. It's likely because I'm surrounded by so many talented detectives. As long as we're together, there's nothing we can't handle. I'm certain of it. Most importantly, Holmes is by my side. She's without a doubt the finest detective around. Her abilities are, well, ideal as the chief of this skilled bunch. We've only spent a few hours together up until now, and yet, getting to experience the talents of the DA's members has been enough to eclipse even the Duke's overwhelming tyranny. Honestly speaking, no matter how fearsome this Duke is, I can't imagine these detectives could ever be defeated. Even the uncertainty of whatever trap our investigation may uncover, I rest assured that everything will be fine.
大和くん、どうだ？だいぶ降りてきたが、光の正体はつかめたか？
すまねえ、輪郭は見えちゃいるんだが、何かまではまだ判別がつかねえんだ。でもどうやらヘリコプター
Such
で
a
はなさそう
fucking
だ
jet.
ぜ。見た目はなんだか巨大なドラム缶に光る目玉がついているみてえだ。
巨大なドラム缶？
It's getting increasingly difficult to determine what that object may be. Helicopter or not, we should have been able to identify it by now. Naturally, our pace begins to quicken.
気をつけてね、理想ちゃん。 なんだかとってもきな臭い香りがするわ。
そそる思考じゃないか。敵はなかなかにいいセンスをしているよ。
飛脚殿は下がっていてくれ。何があろうとも我がみんなを守ってみせる。
As we talk, the light draws closer. Until... Oh, what the fuck?
この音。やろう。動き始めたぞ。
It's the thing that attacked, Saika.
動いたって。
As Rowdy shouts, the light, which had been glowing in front of us, begins to approach. At that moment, Adolfo's face goes white and he lets out a cry beside me.
皆さん、逃げてください。これは、この気配は逃れられない死の気配です。
探偵諸君、洋館まで走って戻るぞ。
At Holmes' command, we turn our backs to the light. In the distance, I hear an ominous mechanical sound. Noise grows louder and louder until it's bearing down upon us. When I look back, a horrific figure is practically on top of the group.
みんな館で待っていてくれ。
武装さん。
Air armor heading towards the sound. But then...
こいつは一体。
Is Armor dead? Armor screams echoes from behind. What could have happened? Need to help him, but is there really anything I can do? Is there really anything I can do? What in the world is going on back there? Yeah. Even if I won't make it, even if I won't make a difference, it's still better than not even trying. With my mind made up, I do an about face. The first thing I notice is Holmes, who must have just turned around herself. Then right in my line of sight, I spot it. A colossal, ominous black shadow. Just as Rowdy had said, it resembles a giant metal drum. Its figure, several meters tall, looms above us. It looks down, then rushes forward while emitting a shrill mechanical noise. Wait. The thing that attacked Psycho, eh? The trauma I suffered years ago resurfaces in my mind. This was the very same thing that attacked us back then, but why is it a DA headquarters? At DA headquarters. Calm steps from Holmes' mouth as if the presence of this thing confirmed her suspicions. She raises herself and lifts her fist before issuing her command.
振り返るな。私が時間を稼ぐから、君たちは先に行け。
そんなこと。
行けと言っている。君たちが束になったところで、こいつにはかなわない。
バカ野郎。しんがりなら俺の方が。
ヤマトちゃんよりも理想ちゃんの方がずっと強いわ。悔しいけどここは任せましょう。
僕のせいでまた人が。
泣いてる暇はないだろう。俺たちにできることを探すとしよう。
Despite our conflicted feelings, the group began to run. But what should I do? Can I really just leave Holmes behind?
また僕は君を守れないのか。
She's actually a Super Saiyan. Holmes glances my way. Her profile beams with a deep, genuine happiness.
私はかつて君に救われたんだ。今度は私に君を救わせてくれよ。
I don't remember. Seeing myself and turn back to Holmes. Then I take off in a sprint with every ounce of strength in my body, as if I'm running from the very reality unfolding behind me. I hear a grating, clangorous sound as if something metallic were being struck. The overbearing noise that had been pursuing us now recedes into the distance. I must be Holmes' doing. She's the chief of the DA for a reason. Surely she could hold her own against the monstrous thing. Maybe, just maybe, my concern is misplaced. It'll be fine. If anyone can handle this and make it back safely, it's Holmes. It's fine, everything is fine.
ありがとう。ワト君。
What? As if sensing Holmes' gratitude, I find myself turning around to face her. Oh no. Behind me, I see a fountain of bright crimson spray into the moonlight. It catches the light briefly before showering down on the ground below. A beautiful white figure is suspended amid the scarlet. Her presence, which felt so imposing only a moment ago, seems insignificant now. Her limbs, once graceful, now hang like a marionette with its strings cut. The sight seems so unreal, I doubt my own eyes, however. The sounds of rending flesh and spraying blood snap me back to reality. The blades of that pitch-black monster pierce through her slender body, arcing upward into the sky with strings of red. The merciless act is repeated once, twice, 3 times in a vivid, unadulterated display of violence that we cannot show right now. Sayaka's body, which has been barely remained standing, begins to sink limply towards the ground. I try to yell, but no words come out. My throat quakes, unable to muster the sounds. As her body slumps to the earth, my voice finally rings out.
Saika-chan!
Don't tell me this is the fucking opening! Don't fucking shoot this shit at me! What?! I'm so conflicted right now. Detective Alliance, the Quartering Duke. Sayaka died? Question mark? I literally look away for a second. I am in shock of what the fuck is happening. I am so fucking confused. Like, you have no idea. I am royally confused. I like seeing the real KK on the phone. I... Fucking. Fucking. What? Quick save on this. And I attempted to run toward her.
ムノ君立ち止まっちゃダメだよ
A hand reaches out and stops me from behind. Sensing me doleful, stern expression, he immediately starts to run, forcibly pulling me along.
リーダーが稼いでくれた時間を無駄にしちゃいけないなんとかして生き延びないと飛躍さん
Psycha dead? Question mark? Tears still linger in Doleful's eyes. He must be grieving too, but despite that, he's quashed down his feelings into soldier onward.
ごめんなさい走ります
Hold up. Here's another thing. Ideal detective dead? Question mark. Armor detective dead? Question mark. Royally, like, what the fuck is happening? I release his hand and run on my own. He's right. Our morning can wait. Right now, we need to survive this.
ケドさん今触れてるそこですそこから危険な気配を感じます
了解。ベストタイミングだよ、ひーくん。
As Doleful calls out, Renegade kicks the rocky face of the cliff beside of him. Now, one moment later, I hear a loud rumbling from above us.
僕が引き寄せる脅威の恐ろしさあなたも味わってください
Rocks rain down, pummeling the black machine with an impact no human could survive. Once again, I'm shown how terrifying Doleful's power can be. However, the automation immediately bursts free from the rubble, letting out some kind of metallic war cry as it resumes motion. That screech is the best!
あれで傷一つつかないなんて耐久力は波の戦車以上か。
そそられてる場合ですか多少でも時間
Hey,
は
save it to live for later.
逃げましょう
Armor lives! A bellowing voice erupts from behind. I failed to notice that Armor had caught up to us until I see him cling to the machine. They grapple like wrestlers. Armor must have seen Holmes' body, yet he still charged in without hesitation. What an incredible resolve. But his strength is outclassed, if only just, and his massive frame is slowly being pushed back.
みんな我のことはいいから先へ行ってくれ
そんな嘘さんも一緒に逃げましょう
Armor, the hero we truly need.
こいつを離せば確実にみんなに追いつき全滅してしまう我は理想探偵を守れなかった他の者は何としても
Armor Detective is prepared to give his life. It's no different from when Holmes gave hers. All I can do is watch helplessly. We have to escape. We need to escape.
武装ちゃん1、2の3でジャンプしてね
Jump on the count of 3.
ジャンプ
Gourmet is suddenly standing next to me and in front of her.
ヤマト魂
Roddy, what you doing? Roddy was a massive log that I can only assume she picked up somewhere.
かっこいいわよヤマトちゃん後でキスしてあげるわね
Oh shit, a kiss?
結構だや
Roddy hurled the log towards the black machine.
はい1、2の3
The log rolls beneath Armor as he leaps. Smashed directly into the machine. The log seems to have lodged itself between its legs, compromising its balance completely. It feels like we finally made a dent in its armor, so to speak.
そうだ、さっき地下でプラズマナックルっていう強そうな技があるって。
そうか、了解である。この右腕に蓄電し続けたエネルギー、今こそ解放しよう。
Okay. Loud crackling of armor swings his right arm at the tottering black mass.
くらえ、必殺プラズマナックル。
With a thunderous crack, my vision is overwhelmed by the blinding flash of light. When my eyes adjusted, I see the machine has been pushed back considerably. That must have been Armor's doing. His fearsome blow was aided by the electrical current, a rather powerful one, evidently. But the metal thing doesn't look one bit addled. In fact, it seems ready to charge toward us at any moment.
不思議なのか、あの黒いのは。武装さん、今のうちに逃げましょう。
すまん。プラズマナックルを撃つと全身がしびれてしまって。
This guy. You have a drawback? Armor moves so stiffly that I have no choice but to lend him my shoulder. We can throw away this opening or our combined efforts. If it weren't for Holmes, we would have died before we got this far in the first place. That scene replays in my head. In the end, I couldn't bring myself to call her Saika, even when deep down I truly felt it was her. And now there's no way to confirm if Holmes really was the girl I once knew. As we run, I vent my anger to no one in particular, but ultimately I'm angry with myself. Armor Detective fought for our sake, yet all I can do is lend him my shoulder. After running for quite some time, we arrive at the manor where the others are waiting.
リーダーはどこに行ったんだい？姿が見えないけど。
The remaining detectives panic as they see the black mass approaching behind us. There's no time to elaborate.
説明は後です。早く扉を開けてください。
なんで庶民に命令されなきゃいけませんの？あなた、私がどれほど高貴な家系の出なのか分かって。
あの黒いやべえのに追いつかれたら皆殺しにされんだよ。いいから早く扉開けて飛び込めこら
わかりましたわよ。
Cowed by Ryder's curiosity, the group wordlessly rushes into the manor as soon as the lock clicks. The door has to be like hefty. A loud banging echoes through the hall as if the mass repeatedly slams itself against the door. It continues as if goading us to come out, but the door doesn't seem to budge an inch. I shudder to think what would have happened if we hadn't made it back in time.
大丈夫だよ、安心して。この洋館は組織の緊急避難場所でもある。
Good. That's what we like to hear.
屋根は木製のこの扉だって中身は鋼鉄。窓だって防弾仕様だ。たとえ戦車の砲撃を受けたってびくともしないよ。
Fucking what type of expensive ass glass is that? Fucking tank shells cannot break this glass. The banging persists for several minutes until finally it goes quiet, but although our enemy seems to have relented, I can't relax one bit. I'm worried that monstrosity will come busting through the door at any moment. The rest of the detectives are in the same boat. No one can master fear after the that horrific thing came chasing after us. There's only one person in a good mood.
これは大変な事態になってしまったね。
This guy.
何がおかしいんですの？ホームズさんはどこへ行きましたの？あの奇妙な物体は何なんですの？状況を詳しく教えなさい。
おいおい、 説明するまでもない。
Honestly.
我らがリーダー、理想探偵は死んだんだよ。
Well,
あ
that
の
black
黒い
whatever it
物
was.
体に切り刻まれてね。
Beg pardon. Renegade's words chilled the entire room. Those of us who were with Holmes hang our heads while the others look at Renegade with incredulous faces.
嘘ですわ。あの女は頭脳だけでなく武道の腕前だって達人級ですのよ。どうせ彼女お得意の手品か何かなのでしょ。そうに決まっていますわ。死んだと思わせて後からひょっこり顔を出してくるのです。本当に嫌な女ですわ。
いや、理想殿は確かに死んでいたぞ。あの黒い化け物が襲いかかってきたとき、我は真っ先に飛びかかり、その動きを止めた。だが、奴のボディから飛び出す刃に気
Oh,
づ
that's
けず、
what happened. He fucking got unconscious from the fucking smack of his helmet.
わずかの間だが、意識が飛んでしまった。
ホームズさんを襲ったあの刃だね。生きていてよかったよ。
ああ、確かに。生きていたのは行幸だった。しかし、あまりにも致命的な隙だったのだ。意識を取り戻した我が見たのは、理想殿が切り裂かれる瞬間だった。立ち上がってすぐに駆け寄ったが、その時には、すでに出血多量で事切れていたのである。本当に無念だ。我が奴の隠し刃に気づいていれば、あと少し早く意識を取り戻し、理想殿の盾となれていれば。我がもっと強ければくそー
The entrance hall reverberates with the sound of armored gauntlets pounding against the floor. No one doubts his testimony. How could we? He's far too stricken by grief for it to be a performance.
さて、状況を整理
There's
して
one thing I need to look up on my phone real quick.
俺たちは敵の罠にまんまとはめられてリーダーを殺されてしまった。その上外に謎の怪物を放たれて外部から遮断された状態だ。とにもかくにも俺たちは
What I looked up is for another game that's coming at the end of this month.
同志探偵たちを殺した犯人、八崎公が潜んでいるであろうこの洋館でね。
八崎公が潜むこの洋館で。
If it is the Duke, at this point I'm just like, who could it be actually? Everyone falls silent as Renegade's words. According to Holmes' theory, the Duke is still somewhere within the Gormangus. What's worse, he could actually be hiding within our ranks. Nobody says a word, but it's obvious that all of us have begun eyeing one another with distrust. If this was his plan all along, then the Duke is even more formidable than I thought. Here in this room is a closed circle of detectives, which each one suspecting the rest. We've been lured into an extraordinary dilemma, one that I have yet to see in the pages of any mystery novel. Renegade Detective's words leave the hall deathly quiet.
私たちがやるべきことなど決まっていますわ。
We kill each other! Pause first to break the silence.
理想探偵が語っていたこの洋館に潜んでいる八崎公を見つけ出すのです。理想探偵を殺した犯人もどうせその方でしょうからね。
Yes.
家族さんはショックを受けていないんですか？
受けていないわけがないでしょ。大声を出してごめん遊ばせ。私のような上流階級とて人間、理想探偵の死にショックは受けていますわ。 ですが、だからこそ今すぐにでも犯人を見つけなければなりません。彼女の意志を継ぎ、この組織を率いるリーダーが必要なのです。そしてリーダーにふさわしいのはこの私、家族探偵以外にありえませんわ。卑劣な作戦で理想探偵を死に追いやった犯人を必ず見つけ出してみせ
So
ましょう。
Pasha elects herself as leader. Funny.
早速この館の捜査を始めますので失礼いたしますわ。
ちょっと家族さん、単独行動は危険ですよ。私もついていくから待ってください。
There's like Among Us, where it's like, alright, I'm gonna do my task by myself. Hold up, I'm gonna be with you real quick. Then there's two people walking with each other the entire fucking time. And it's like groups of two. It's like, who murdered who? I don't know. Worker Alex scurs after pause as she strides towards the hallway by herself. Consider going after her, but stop myself. Things should be fine as long as Workaholic is with her.
それじゃあ俺は自分の部屋でも見てくるかな。
To take a peek at my room.
自分の部屋、そんなのが割り当てられているんですか？
ああ、この洋館はそもそも私たちのような外部からの客が泊まるための宿泊施設なんだ。
I highly doubt there's 100 rooms in
これ
here,
だけ多く
but
の客が来ることなど
we'll go with
めっ
it.
たにないゆえ、一部のものは相部屋になっているがな。
Okay.
無能探偵は理想探偵が使うはずだった101号室を使うといい。部屋の鍵は各部屋の中にあるそうだ。
ホームズさんの部屋に僕が。
I'm not sure what to think. I failed to do much of anything. Does someone like me really deserve a private room?
気分が沈んだ時こそよく食べ、よく眠れ。
Mystic speaks to me as if reading my mind.
私にも気持ちはわかる。目の前で誰かを救えなかった時、無力な自分を責めてしまうのは仕方がないことだ。
He's been through it. He's been through it.
そんな状態の時はしっかりと休息を取るといい。十分な休息があって初めて。
What if I'm just like, Mystic, I'm sorry to disrupt you. What happened to your eye? Just out of curiosity.
ございます。
ブン、今日は部屋に戻ってもう眠るぞ。お前も早朝からずっと起きっぱなしで疲れただろう。
Mystic is like the parent to fucking book.
平気と
I feel like that's what it is.
リンと反論した。
凛としているどころか目がトロンとしているじゃないか。では皆の衆、また明朝に食堂で会おう。明日の朝食はこの私が本場のイギリス料理を振る舞おうと思うぞ。
Nice. Having said his piece, Mystic takes Bookworm's hand and leads her to
念
the
のた
bedroom.
めの確認なんだけど、科学ちゃんのフレンズを使っても外部との連絡は取れないのよね。
ええ、研究棟と同様です。あらゆるフレンズを使ってみたのですが連絡できません。おそらくこの島の通信用のアンテナが破壊されているのだと思います。
Oh yeah, we stopped us at like
外
way
部と
early.
連絡を取るためには島の中からアンテナを見つけ出すこと、そのアンテナを修理することの大きな2つの課題をクリアしなければなりません。
この洋館に閉じ込められている限り、どちらも難しそうですね。
だからこそ犯人ちゃんはこちらに閉じ込めたのね。まるで全然サービスしてくれないお祭りの屋台みたいにいやらしい計画だわ。
美食さん？
I gestured without thinking, surprised by the intensity so unlike her usual self. Gourmet immediately softened her expression in response.
ちょっと疲れてお顔がこわばっちゃったわ。ごめんなさいね、無能ちゃん。今日はもうお風呂でぬくもってそのままお休みしちゃうわ。みんなも夜更かししちゃダメよ。
Gourmet is like
私
a
たち
mom.
はみんなで協力してホームズちゃんの敵を撃たなきゃいけないんだからね。
Gourmet
僕
is the
も作り
MILF.
たいものがあるので
Mystic
実
is
質
the
に戻り
DILF.
ます。
What's happening
明日
here?
の朝皆さんにお見せしますね。
With that, Teki and Gourmet exit towards the back of the entrance hall. Downtown, Rowdy, Armor, Doleful, and myself remain behind.
無能くん、本当にごめんなさい。
Why are you sorry?
飛脚さん
Doleful walks towards me and suddenly bows his head. I have no idea why he's so
どう
sorry.
して謝ったんですか？何かありましたか？
だってきっと僕の体質のせいでリーダーは死んだから。
I mean, she chose to sacrifice herself, first
リー
of
ダー
all.
一人なら無事に逃げてこられたはずなんだ。それを僕が無理に投稿したから、僕のせいでまた人が死んでしまった。
飛脚さん
I don't really think you're to blame. If anything, you're like a danger sensor. Like, you could detect them. The boy is cowering more than usual. He did mention before that his ability drew danger to himself. Not wrong. Maybe that has something to do with why he's so shaken.
顔を上げてください、飛脚さん。過去に何があったかは知りませんけど、あなたのせいではありませんよ。むしろあなたは機動探偵と協力して時間を稼いでくれたじゃないですか。二人が落石で足止めをしてくれていなかったら、僕らは間違いなく全滅していましたよ。
I think chased us down. Slight delay was what allowed Armor to catch up to the in time to coordinate with Rowdy and Gourmet. While I was frozen in place, Doleful and Renegade assessed the situation and immediately sprung into action. Two top-class detectives like them are more than deserving of admiration.
僕なんて突っ立っているだけで何もできなかった。あの場で責められるべき奴がいるとしたら、それは僕です。僕に力があれば、ホームズさんだって守れたのに。
それは違うぞ、無能殿。
うわっ
Armor suddenly envelops Doleful and me in a strong embrace.
リーダー殿を守るのは我の使命だったのだ。無様に気絶し守りきれなかった我こそが責められるべきなのである。それに無能殿はあの時我に的確な指示を出してくれたではないか。
的確な指示って？そうだ、さっき地下でプラズマナックルっていう強そうな技があるって。
Oh, he meant that.
そうか、了解である。あの時の我は完全に焦り、鎧の機能のことなど忘れていた。無能殿に指示を出してもらえて本当に助かったのである。
いや、あの時はただ必死で、武装さんなら何とかしてくれると思っていたから。
とっさにあのような指示を出せるなど素晴らしいではないか。無能殿はあの時確かに我以上に我の取るべき行動を理解してくれていたのだ。この恩は決して忘れない。お主の命は必ず我が守り抜くから安心してくれ。
Red flag.
はい、男どもストップ。傷の舐め合いはそこまでにしようね。
いた。
Did she just like tap me on the head?
ん
Clearly, clearly annoyed. Downtown gives us each a
リー
smack
ダ
on
ー
the
が目
head.
の前で死んで落ち込むのはわかるけどさ、ぶっちゃけ責任の所在を求めたって仕方ないっしょ。慰め合っても気分が良くなるだけ。今のうちらに必要なのはこれからどうするかを考えることだってば。
Not
そ
wrong.
うですね。ごめん、渋谷さん。
また謝った。無能先輩も飛躍先輩もごめん多すぎ。うちと一緒にいるときはごめん禁止ね。次行ったら舌にピアス開けてもらうから。
He got a tongue piercing. He closed his mouth.
飛躍さんストップ。早速言いかけてる。
Downtown giggles as she watches me bring Doleful to a skipping beat.
おーい、食堂の食い物を温めるから一緒に食おうぜ。お前らも飯の途中だっただろ。
そういえばそうだったね。せっかくだしさ、みんなでご飯でも食べながら今後のことを話さない？ちょっとはいい案も出るっしょ。
明暗である。糖分が枯渇すると脳細胞はちゃんと働いてくれぬからな。
Without sugar.
あんた脳細胞を働かせて話してるの？それで？
ひどいぞ渋谷殿。我だっていつも脳細胞はフルスロットルなのである。
It simply gets poor mileage.
僕もご一緒させてもらいますね。大した意見は出せないと思いますけど。
無能くん。
What's good, boyo? As we follow Armor and downtown to the dining room, I feel Doleful tug at my sleeve, stopping me midway.
さっきは励ましてくれてありがとう。まだしばらく吹けれそうにはないけど、ちょっとだけ胸が楽になったよ。君は本当に優しい人だね。
飛躍さん。
Doleful's beautiful golden eyes look directly into mine. Golden. Golden. That's golden to you? What? Those are silver! His gaze imparts a sense of heartfelt trust, one completely different from what he'd been conveying up until now. Am I bugging, or is it actually golden? No, even like on my other screen, it doesn't look golden. It looks more silver-like. Competent is colorblind. Apparently, this feels like the first time since my arrival on the island that I actually been acknowledged as a detective. So happy I could cry. As gosh as that sounds.
よかったじゃないか、ワト君。君の努力の賜物だよ。
What? I hear a familiar voice right behind me and quickly spin around. But the owner of the voice is nowhere to be seen. Was that just my imagination? There's nowhere to hide around here, so it must have been in my head. Had to be.
無能君、急に後ろを振り返ってどうしたの？
ごめん、ちょっと空耳が聞こえただけです。気にしないでください。僕なんかの言葉で元気が出たなら嬉しいです。これからたくさん探偵としての知識を学ばせてくださいね。
僕なんかでよければ喜んで。
I fear for Doleful.
一つだけ条件をお願いできるかな？
ええ、もちろんです。何でも言ってく
Was
だ
it
さ
good,
い。
dog?
雑用でも何でもやりますよ。
そんなひどい内容じゃないよ。僕と話すときは敬語はやめてほしいってだけ。
Casual.
敬語？どうしてです？
続きは食堂で話そうか。きっと他のみんなも僕と同
One where
じ
they
気持ちだ
use
と
like
思うから。
Korean that starts to make you. I think I know what you're talking about, but okay. Why are you telling me these things? The detective and I join the others in the dining room and begin preparing the food. We reheat the soup, lightly toast the baguettes in the oven, and divide the salad between us. We then gathered around the table and, following Downtown's lead, dig in.
ああ、無能先輩の敬語、うちも気になってたんだよね。
Just slapped my back smart, that's why. I don't know what that means. As we begin to eat, the topic of my stiff behavior is brought up with everyone. Downtown chimes in while painting her nails.
年齢的には上なんだし、うちにも敬語やめてね。なんかゾワゾワしちゃうし、うちは使わないから。
でも探偵としてはみんなの方がキャリアが上だし、探偵同盟という組織の中では一番の新米だし。
I like the song. It's like this song of
気
casual.
にすんなって。俺なんて厨房なのに同志のおやすさんにもタメ口聞いてたぜ。
あんたは使わないんじゃなくて。
Downtown is 15? I actually don't know how old she is.
この文明未開拓がある。
Your character's 17. I don't know if it actually shows the ages of the other detectives, but let me see. Nah, it doesn't show the ages of the other detectives. Yeah. Rowdy is in middle school, is what she said. Downtown is like, yo, you gotta pay attention to the names. Like, I feel like you're mixing up characters by just like what you see on the bottom, but like after like someone already
なんだ
spoke.
か知らねえけど、かっこいいな。気に入った。俺はこれから文明未開拓ガールの大和探偵様を名乗るぜ。
いや、そんな暴走族のチーム名みたいなものじゃないから。
我は言葉などいかようでも構わん。
Yeah.
重要なのは言葉ではなく相手に対する敬意があるかどうかだ。無能殿からは我々への、いや全ての探偵へのリスペクトを感じる。言葉遣いなど気にしないのである。
僕も大切なのは気持ちだと思うんだ。僕らは年も近いし、お互いにタメ口で話そうよ。
I know Doleful is 17 because Doleful said that earlier.
あ、そうだけど。
Downtown, who is seated next to me, throws her arm around my shoulder as I mumble.
はい決まり。次に敬語を使ったらヤマトちゃんのパンチを一回受けること。
いちいち罰ゲームが重くない？そこまでの重責を負うことでもないでしょう。
平気平気。飛脚ちゃんも一緒に付き合ってくれるから。僕もどうして？だって君もたまに敬語になるじゃん。人の振り見て我が振りメンバーってやつだよ。
Monkey see, monkey do.
我が振りメンバー？
安心しな。一発で楽にしてやるよ。
実質一発アウトだ。
Doleful cries out with remorse, his voice echoing through the halls of the manor.
無能殿、食事が全然進んでいない様子だが、平気か？
Armor, who is also seated beside me, shoots me a worried glance. It seems he's noticed that I haven't taken so much as a bite yet.
大丈夫だよ。ありがとう。食べないといけないって分かってはいるんだけど、体が全然受け付けてくれなくてね。
The fuck was that noise? Like a weird noise
あ
in my
のよう
room.
な事件の後なのだ。 無理もあるまい。
Armor places his hand on his helmet. There's a faint scratch where his temple would be.
それって例の黒い何かにやられた傷？
ああ、この鎧さえ着ていれば深くは取らぬと油断していたな。手痛い一撃を受け意識を失ってしまった。父の開発した鎧を過信していたのだ。我は不衛不動の境地に至り、この身を完璧な鎧とすべく生きてきた。あまりにも許されざる失態だ。
Armor clenches his fist as he speaks. His steel-wrapped fingers creak like an anguished moan, stifling its despair.
次に対峙する際は、我は必ずあの奇妙なからくりメカを粉砕してみせよう。我が命と誇り、そして磨き上げ
You
て
know
き
what
た
else
こ
I
の
wish I
鎧に
could
かけて
stream?
な。
Street Fighter 6. But the problem with that is streaming with Street Fighter 6 is not gonna be ideal. It's gonna have my computer is gonna have a meltdown if I even attempt to do that. It's like, I don't like what you're trying. Stop. And I'm like, okay.
お主や我だけではないさ。
It would have been nice to at least stream like the story mode, and I would have literally just been streaming all day that game alone, 100%. My PC's already begging for mercy while just me playing it. The World Tour, that's technically the story mode where you play as your character. You play as your created avatar, and you go, you know, just see like the whole world and like fight other characters, blah blah blah, this whole gimmick. Armor gestures with his chin towards others seated at the table.
みんな態度には出さないだけで、多かれ少なかれショックを受けているはず。明日以降のために無理やり口へ詰め込んでいるのだろう。
I mean, technically the game itself is all fighting, but yes, there is like a story mode slash you get into fighting. It's the premise.
ショックを受けて当然なのだ。
そうだね。
It's kind of like an RPG in a sense.
気持ちを切り替えるべく意識的に明るく話しているんだ。防ぐことのできなかった悲劇に心が負けないようにな。悲劇を日常と思う者に探偵を名乗る資格はない。悲劇を憎み、勇気を持って覆せるような強い心を持った者こそが探偵なんだ。だからワト君、君も強くあれ。どんな悲劇にも負けない本物の探偵になるんだ。
You could also play like old fighting games. You could even play like the beat 'em up games of like Final Fight and shit like that. What else was there? You could even play like you could play team battles. I don't know what the team battles indicate overall. I never tried it yet, so I really can't fully explain it. But I think it's like you do a team set of fights. Like you get 5 people and 5 people. You fight till one dies or one faint or loses pretty much, and then I think they continue fighting the team until they lose, and it's like that premise. I recall Holmes' words from no more than a few hours ago. She had such high hopes for me, but we were parted for good before I ever had the chance to live up to them. So now there's only one thing I can do. You know, he says that, right? But in the fucking opening thing to Process of Elimination, it shows a scene where they're talking again that I haven't seen yet. So I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I left my spoon, which had been sitting idly this entire time. I slurped up a mouthful of soup. It tastes good. I can smell this aroma, yet the flavor is cold and lifeless, as if my body is rejecting it. I tense, forcing myself to swallow. I like how Armor's always worried for everyone.
強くなるためにもちゃんと食べなきゃいけないから。
Nah, Street Fighter 6 has been fun so far. In the beta, obviously I did play online with just characters that, you know, allow you to be played with. I played Jury. I'm a Jury main overall. But it's like, that game... I played the portion, at least, of like just fighting itself with the characters. But playing the World Tour is very fun to me. I take another sip of the flavorless liquid and shove some bread in my mouth. It's bland and dry, like eating a sponge, but I managed to keep it down. But yeah, I find it fun. Only because I like having your own character be implemented into shit like that. And like, you know, you being able to mix match shit like that. It's like kind of like Xenoverse, like Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. I played the shit out of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Like, it was like my life at one certain point. That I even made other accounts to make more characters. And so on and so forth. It was that bad. But, yeah. Definitely, what's it called? Street Fighter is fun. 100%. And I haven't even played with friends yet. And I'm, like, waiting until I get, like, a bunch of people to play with. For just that fun. Tears streamed down my face, whether it was from the stress, the food, or something else. I can't say. I just let them flow as I continue to eat. Like I'm talking about this while he's having a fucking moment. After chewing with every fiber of my being, I finally finished my food. But for some reason, when I looked around, everyone's eyes are wide like saucers.
どうしたって。ボロ泣きしながら黙々と食事してたら、そりゃ気になるっしょ。
あんたマジで平気かよ。辛いことがあるなら何でも俺に言えよな。
無能殿、我らはいつでもお主の力になるのである。
心配かけてごめんね。
This isn't good. I got so lost in my head that I wasn't paying attention to my surroundings. Getting too worked up about things has always been a bad habit of mine. I let out a deep sigh and began speaking quietly enough that no one else can hear.
仕事こそが悲しみを癒す最高の解毒薬だ。八崎港事件の解決に全力で取り組もう。
Armenia continues quietly, and when I next look at the time, it's already past midnight. They tied up, and the formerly tense atmosphere seems to have relaxed quite a bit.
ヤマトちゃんと無能先輩はさ、なんで探偵になったわけ？
は？唐突だな。話に夢中になりすぎて皿を落とすなよ。
Water scolds while trying the dinnerware with a surprisingly delicate touch. Anna snorts as she washes the dishes.
大丈夫だって。うちはコミュ力特化の探偵、渋谷探偵ちゃんだよ。
My whole shtick.
どっかのバカ鎧みたいに皿を割っちゃったりしないって。
本当にすまなかったのである。料理では手助けできなかったから、せめて皿洗いは手伝いたく。
This guy.
大声出すなバカ鎧。あんたはそっちでおとなしくテーブル拭いときな。
合点承知である。破片の掃除を任せてしまってまっこと申し訳ない。無能殿。
Just yelling out his apology.
掃除は得意だからね。
In fact, it was a main responsibility back at the agency. Without me around, the office gets buried under dust and beer cans in no time. I sweep up the broken plate with a broom and dustpan, silently praying that Mr. Gunjoji's taking care of the housework while I'm out. I don't know why I lost my line of where I was looking at.
なんで二人は探偵になったの？
皿を洗ってる間暇だし教えてよ。
俺は大した理由じゃねえよ。生まれて初めて自分より強い人に出会って、その人が探偵だったから探偵になった。それだけだ。
ヤマトさんより強い人、どんな男性なんですか？
バーカ、女だよ、女。でもその人の拳はどんなヤンキーよりもヤーさんよりも半
Love
端な
that
くて
first
な。
punch.
パンチ一発で惚れちまったのさ。それ以来その人を超えて地上最強の探偵になるべく努力を続けているってわけだ。
地上最強って。
いや、目指す方向性ずれてない？地下の闘技場で戦う系の探偵になっちゃわないでよ。
Not fighting.
無能先輩は探偵への憧れは人一倍強そうだけど、何かルーツでもあるの？
僕は昔友達が目の前で殺されたことがあってね。誰かを守れるような探偵になろうと思って頑張ってきたんだ。
そうだったんだ。ごめんね、軽いノリで聞いちゃって。
いや、こっちこそ急に重い話でごめん。僕はまだ誰かを守れるような探偵じゃないから、自分を戒めるためにもルーツを言葉にしてみたんだ。ここから強くなるためにね。
そう思えるだけで十分強いと思うけどね。あはー、こっちの話気にしないで。
おいおい、俺らばっかり話をさせてずりーぞ。お前のルーツも話せよ、渋谷。
はい、皿洗い終了。お話の続きはまた次回ってことで。
This chick.
おい、
Girl really said, well, I'm done. Time to head the fuck out. Like, what? You know.
それじゃあ明日の朝は7時に食堂で集合しましょう。
魔界殿が振る舞ってくれるというイギリス料理、楽しみなのである。
でもイギリス料理ってなんだろうね。フィッシュ&チップスしか思い浮かばないんだけど。
I like that she said that. The actual
うな
name
ぎ
of
の
it,
ゼ
fish
リ
and
ー寄せ
chips.
とか有名だよ。あまり女性が好む見た目じゃないけど。
へえ、島から帰ったら調べてみようっと。
Google.
さすがに眠いな。俺は寝る前に上でシャワーを浴びてくることにするぜ。また明日な。
Catch it in the AM.
待ってヤマトちゃん、うちも行くから2人で入ろう。さっき見てきたけど2人でも余裕な広さだしさ。
まあ順番待ちってのも面倒だしな。別に構わないぜ。
そういえば美食さんと相部屋らしいけど、もともと知り合いだったわけ？
おう、姉さんには昔から世話になっててな。
Rowdy and Downtown head upstairs as they continue chatting
おっ
together.
と、食堂に忘れ物をしてしまったようだ。取りに行ってくるから、二人は自分の部屋に戻っていてくれ。
君なら大丈夫だとは思うけど、単独行動だから一応気をつけてね。
もし何かあれば探偵デバイスに連絡をください。
はっはっは、それは我のセリフである。お主らのピンチにはいつでも駆けつけるから、必ず呼ぶのだぞ。
Reliable armor detective.
それではまた明朝に食堂で。
おやすみ武装さん。
じゃあ僕は2階の部屋だから僕もここで。
Right?
飛躍くん、今日は本当にいろいろとありがとう。
こちらこそだよ。明日からもよろしく。あれ、ムノ君目が赤いよ。大丈夫？
My eyes are red.
どうしたんだろう。
I try to look at my face in a reflection of my D-pad, but I can't make anything out. My eyes must be bloodshot or something.
きっと疲れてるんだね。今日はもうゆっくり眠るといいよ。
うん、そうするよ。おやすみ飛躍くん。
おやすみ。また明日。
I leave Doleful and head to the first floor room where Holmes was intended to stay. I enter the room and head down the hall until I reach 3 doors, one of which leads to my accommodations.
一人になった途端、なんだか一気に眠たくなってきたな。
My anxiety must be calming down. I'm pretty confident that I'll knock out the second my head hits the pillow, just in case this fucking goes into another thing. Feel a little guilty using the room meant for Holmes, but I'm grateful all the same. Fighting to stay awake, I open the door.
やあ、ずいぶんと長く話し込んでいたね、ワト君。
Huh? There's no way I should be hearing that voice right now. Within the guest room is a large bed. Upon it sits Holmes, smiling gleefully.
やあ、ずいぶんと長く話し込んでいたね、ワト君。
What?
他の探偵たちと打ち解けたようで安心したよ。純能力の高さは幼い頃から変わらないな。
What? What is happening?
サイカちゃん。
No, it couldn't be. She died right in front of me. I'm sure of it. Drenched in blood, her limbs gashed. It was horrid, hopelessly hopeless
まるで死
death.
人と出くわしたような顔をしてどうしたんだ？まあ実際私は死人なのだから間違っていないのだが。
Fucking. Is she a ghost? Like, what the fuck is happening? From the bed, Holmes gently floats into the air. What's more, her body is slightly translucent to the point where I can see the wall behind her. What is this? What's going on? My drowsiness has gone to in an instant. Yet I feel like I'm already dreaming. No, wait, that's it. This is a dream. It has to be. Yeah, I'll just pinch my cheek and darn it, I don't have the strength to make it hurt. All right, once more. With all my might.
痛い。夢じゃない。
The detective that's supposed to be dead is not dead. What is happening?
おいおい、いきなり自傷行為
Drink
に
water,
走ってど
sure,
うした
buddy.
んだ？
Actually, where's my
そ
water?
れほ
Oh,
どま
it's
で
in the
に
fucking
私が
fridge.
姿を見せない間、
While I was
寂し
playing
かっ
out.
たのか？頭でも撫でてやりたいところだが、今の私の手では君の体をすり抜けてしまうらしい。ワト君、どうだ？私の手が頭をすり抜けている今、何かを感じるか？
いや、その。
その反応、何も感じてはいないらしいの？背後から急に触って驚かすなどのいたずらをできないとは
Don't
残
fucking
念
do
だよ。
that.
霊体というのも不便なものだな、ワト君。
いや。
よ？
Yeah. Yeah? That scream was genuine. No longer able to control myself, I let out the ear-splitting scream. I thought I could hear what I assume is the pounding of footsteps as approaching.
どうしたのだ無能殿。この武装探偵がお主を守りに参ったぞ。
Armor forcefully throws open the door. I slacken at the sight of my friends sinking to the ground.
嘘さんそのあれホームズさんか
I like this expressiveness
どこにいるというのだ
of fucking Wada.
言えませんかあなたのすぐ隣僕の前に
Holmes stands directly before Armor and waves her hand, but he doesn't respond. What in the world could this mean? Is this all just a prank? Is everyone else in on it?
無能の兄さん無事か
これ以上大切な仲間を傷つけられてたまるものか。我が政権の錆となれ悪しき者よ。
Upon my blade. Is able to see ghosts? That's wild. That's probably what his hidden ability is. One person after another flies into her room, but none of them notice Holmes. Slowly but surely, the situation I'm in begins to dawn on me. I'm just hallucinating.
幻覚を見ているんだ
Man, she's a little...
幻覚では先ほどの悲鳴はただの勘違いなのか
That's crazy how you say that, and he literally states, "No, that's it. I'm just hallucinating. I'm fucking going insane."
自分でもバカな
Fucking Holmes is being there like, well, I don't know what to do.
見えているんだよ武装さんの隣にいるんだけど見えないよね
我の隣に我の声が届いているかホームズ殿話したいことが山ほどあるのである姿を見せてくれ
ああ、届いているよ。最後までゆっくり話せなくてすまないな、ウソ君。
The ghost has a bitter smile on her troubled face as she apologizes. No matter how much I stare, she really does look like just like Holmes. Has to be a delusion born of my guilt, but the level of accuracy is honestly frightening to think I've become this mentally invested.
お騒がせしてしまってごめんなさい
まあ無事ならよかったぜただ気はしっかり持てよ俺も山でよく経験したんだけどよ精神的に参ってる時は何でもないものが恐ろしく見えちまうもんなんだ幽霊の正体見たりカレおばさんってな
What?
ありがとうヤマトさんでも最後のはきっとカレオバナだと思う
There you go. Yeah, I was like, I know that one. A little bit uneasy correcting her mistake. An angry Rowdy is way scarier than any Phantom.
本当に幻覚なのか無能探偵
Yeah, Mystic, aren't you able to, like, you know, sense the dead or some shit?
はい多分
Mystic stares me down skeptically. It seems I'm under suspicion, but that's only natural after I gather everyone here with my screaming, just to write it off as a delusion. I've got to be careful, even I think my words sound dubious. If this keeps up, I'll lose what trust I have in no time.
何か勘違いしているようだから言っておくが、私は幻覚などではないぞ。
Holmes' faces suddenly appears from behind Mystic. Startled as I am, I hide it from my face and whisper quietly to myself.
僕の心を読むなんてやっぱり幻覚だもう惑わされないぞ
Not gonna lie.
全部表情に出ているじゃないか。心など読まずとも簡単に言い当てられる。まあどうやら本当に心を読むことも可能なようだが。疑わしいというなら、君がまだ知らないはずの上の部屋の宿泊者も言い当ててみせようか。先ほど壁をすり抜けて確認してみたのだが、隣が武装。
Oh yeah, for sure. If this had an anime, I would have 100% watched the shit out of it.
本人に確かめてみるといい。
I don't like the idea of this hallucinating manipulating me, but it can't hurt. What? But it can't hurt to make sure. She's probably wrong anyway. Time to get this sorted out.
ヤマトさん、武装さん、二人が宿泊する部屋ってどこですか？
唐突だな。ちょうど真上の部屋だけど、それがどうかしたか？
我はお主の隣だぞ。もし誠に恐ろしいものと遭遇したとしても、今回のようにすぐさま駆けつけてみせるから安心してほしい。
Honestly speaking, my mind would be at ease if Armor Knight is on the next room over. I'm like, my homie's over there. I'm good.
そうですか。
信用したかな？
Holmes wears the same impish grin that she had when she was alive, plus the same face, voice, and so forth. It's enough to make my head spin. My eyes and ears are playing tricks on me. This can't be the real Holmes. She was killed, murdered in cold blood, right before my very
大
eyes.
丈夫か？無能の兄さん。顔色が悪すぎてナスビみたいだぜ。
ごめん。やっぱり僕疲れてるみたいだ。もうおとなしく寝ることにするよ。
それがいいのである。大きな事件の後は疲れが一気に来るものだしな。
Eggplants are cringe.
武装探偵の言う通りだ。無能探偵。
Heard
今のお前
there's
は
some sense
心
of
に余裕
delicacy
がな
with
さす
them.
ぎる。
I'm not into them, but yeah.
もし耐えきれなくなった時は私に全てを話すといい。私ならばお前の不安も少しは取り除けよう。
Mystic's voice actor sounds very familiar.
無能先輩の手足まだつながってる？
雰囲気で
Tries to act different? What do you mean by that statement?
さすがに不謹慎すぎるよ。
もう庶民の分際で私を心配させるなんて許されませんわよ。
It took around 15 minutes to explain the situation and apologize to the gathering crowd. Almost more or less wrapping things up, the others returned to their rooms and left me to my own devices. Or so I thought. Don't taste good. Oh. Maybe it's just what you make out of it. But there's people who make, like, dishes out of that shit. And they're like, it's fucking great. And it's like, alright. Right. That ghosted girl was still in front of me. After correctly locating the other's rooms, I'm starting to believe she's the real deal. If Holmes actually had survived, if I could get the chance to apologize to Saika, I'd be happy beyond words.
どれだけ嬉しいことか。嬉しいことを言ってくれるな。
そうやってまた心を読む。やっぱりあなたは厳格ですね。
Stop reading my mind.
早合点するんじゃない。私自身もまだ状況を理解しきれていないが、今の君と私は相当に特殊な状態なようだ。いきなり登場して驚かせてしまったことは謝るよ。ちゃんと一から説明する。
Yeah, she can read my mind. Like, she's able to normally be before she was dead, she was able to kind of tell what you were thinking, just read the look of your face, was the premise. But now that she's a ghost, she can actually read your mind.
結論から言っ
I
て
didn't
し
read
まう
what
と
it said.
おそらく私
Holmes speaks calmly as if there's nothing out of the ordinary about what's going on.
結論から言ってしまうと、おそらく私は最下シャリン・フォード・ホームズの残留思念だ。噛み砕いて言うなら幽霊ということになるかな。
Ghost.
幽霊？そんなもの本当に存在するんですか？
それはわからない。探偵の経験は豊富な私も幽霊歴は2時間弱だ。私にもわからないことばかりだから質問攻めは勘弁してくれ。ただそれ以外に説明ができないから残留思念という言葉を使わせてもらったというだけだよ。
Residual
適
memory.
当すぎませんか？ 説明できないから仮説で物事を考えるだなんて。
君は探偵小説を愛読しているだろ。ホームズのこんな言葉を知っているかな。ありえないことを全部排除してしまえば、後に残ったものがどんなにありそうもないことであっても真実に他ならない。
That's a good quote.
つまり目の前の現実をもとに可能性を一つ一つ潰していき、最後に残った可能性は事実なんだよ。たとえどんなに非現実に思える可能性であってもね。
That line comes from the second Sherlock Holmes story, the sign of the sign of the four, where Watson is befuddled by the seemingly impenetrable room. Watson then notices a possibility he had overlooked, that the criminal had escaped outside without ever touching the floor. It is a quintessential approach for Holmes, who presented conclusions after conclusion that common sense would never produce.
確かにホームズは一見ありえないような真実も推理していきますけど、それと今の状況に何の関係が？
シャーロック・ホームズだって別に何の根拠もなく推理して。
Where's the quote again? When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. So pretty much the statement is, once you get rid of like anything that's like the impossible out of the retrospect of what's happening, even if it's like bafflingly crazy that, you know, it happened, it is the truth.
このアブダクションとも呼ばれる思考法を
That's what you say when you're depressed and you accept life as it is. Two, it is what it is.
幽霊だなんてそんな。
I know firsthand experience because I say that still to this day. It is what it is, like whatever.
真実から目を背けず、まずは受け入れなければ。
Why didn't she explain in your words? Yours was way simpler. Cause I'm a layman and she's smarter than me. She's a detective.
今の自分の状況を考える限り、自分が残留思念、あるいは霊の類だと仮定しなければ。
The only reason I understand that at retrospect is because I technically already knew the quote prior. It was it's just the wording of some things that were like kind of big and like some words that you wouldn't like know off the bat. Because we're both stupid. I guess so. There's no arguing with her. I don't have any convincing counter theories to offer. Given this isn't one big hallucination, there's no other explanation besides what Holmes has proposed.
まずは受け入れるしかないのか。ホームズさんの霊が目の前に現れたというこの現実を。
真面目だな、ワト君は。
Holmes let out a chuckle as I clutched my head in my hands.
まあ、いきなり死んだはずの女が出てきたら驚いて当然だ。ただ一つ言わせてもらうと、君の目には冷静に見えているだろうが、こう見えて私だって今の状況には少しばかり困惑しているんだぞ。
そうなんですか。
I think she seems more vibrant than when she was alive. That's exactly why I can't let go of my lingering doubts.
当たり前さ。ふと気づけば私はワト君の頭上でふわふわと浮いていたな。地に足はつかず、何にも触れられず、誰も自分に気づく様子がない。その上、鎖で結びつけられたみたいにワト君の周囲から離れることができない。
It's fate.
そんな状態に陥って冷静でいられると思うか？
絶対にいられません。
Normally, no.
きっと僕なら手当たり次第みんなに声をかけて一人混乱するばかりで何も考えられずにいたと思います。
私もついワト君に声をかけてしまったよ。その時わずかに反応があったから君なら姿が見えるかもしれないと思ってな。だから君が一人になるのをこそこそと待ち続けていたというわけさ。
そういえばエントランスで話している時に声を聞いたような気がしたけど、本人だったんですね。
驚かせてすまない。さすがの私も相当に
Go
テンパ
ahead.
っていたんだよ。
Go get that sour salad? Question mark.
そしてみんなが話していた断片的な情報を整理していくにつれて現実を理解することができたんだ。自分が例の黒いメカに殺され、肉体を失い、意識だけの状態になったという現実をな。
I gulped involuntarily. It isn't simply that Holmes has ordered me to accept reality, rather I'm coming to terms with something as complex as death. Despite being the same age, I am once again made aware of how different we are as individuals.
しくないんですか？
悲しいって何がだ？
だって死んじゃったんですよ。もう生き返れないんですよ。それに死んだ原因は投稿した僕らが不甲斐なかったせいなのに。
顔を上げてくれ、ワト君。
Holmes moves delicately towards me. Her stern expression softens as she continued speaking.
まあ、何が起きているかはともかく、今は再会を喜ぼう。私は君の幻覚ではないし、こうして会話もできている。私たちの絆は、死をもってしても分かつことはできなかったということだ。
She is in love with this man.
他にあるか？
There's no doubt about that. Holmes speaks in a quiet tone. Her voice truly is the same one I remember hearing not too long ago. Her expression exudes wisdom and wit with a tinge of innocence mixed in. The transcendence of Saika, the girl I've seen so many times in my dream, grew more and more pronounced. I mean, that's like almost every protagonist, though. It's like almost every protagonist that can't tell that the girl that he likes or appreciates just love them being there with them, that he can't tell that they're in love with him. It's like this. That's like such a cliche at this point in time. Holmes' words move me, albeit bitedly. Nah, to be honest, I'm dense as a motherfucker too. You gotta tell me you like me, otherwise I'm not gonna know for shit. She had died. There were so many things I wanted to tell her. I thought I'd never see her again. Now she's here, smiling before me. That's all I can really ask for. That's cute. Doesn't matter if she's a ghost or a residual something or other. Holmes has returned. For now, I'll let myself be happy that I was able to reunite with someone dear to me. See, then there's that retrospect of that aspect. Yes, I've been exhausted. My knees hurt. Do something about it. I'm like the worst person to like tell someone to tell me anything. I'm either a dickhead about it or I would give you no advice. I'll give you a sarcastic remark. I flipped the switch, plunging the room into complete darkness. My drowsiness is quickly overtaking me. I can't fight it off any longer. My eyelids fall shut as I hit the bed. My consciousness grows distant, but I can swear I hear a voice from far away. Great. I can hear a voice speaking to me from somewhere. It's the voice of a man echoing angrily in the dark, dusty darkness.
ずっと正義を信じてあんたについてきたが、もう限界だ。
I mean, I
この
know.
組織は腐りきってやがる。何より最大の海はあんただ。
To know about you. Yeah. That's how you really know the true me, is when I just be like, what the fuck are you on about? Or just I give you a sarcastic remark. And that's just as me being like the nicest possible, is when I give you a sarcastic remark, it's because I'm comfortable with you. And I'm just able to just be like, just shut the fuck up. And just walk away. Honestly speaking, I would get frustrated with my friends as it is now. But there's times where I'll just be like, just shut the fuck up, and I'll walk away. But then I know I'm gonna talk to them later. His outreach bounces off the walls, causing them to tremble. I can tell just how truly furious he is. But what about?
マト君、こっちだよ。
Kochi. Someone tugs at my hand from behind, and I turn around. One point me appears to be a young girl, but I can't make her face out of this darkness. Nevertheless, the warmth feels familiar. I know this girl.
どうしたの？気づかれる前に早く行こう。
ごめん、聞こえてくる声が気になって。
Actually, a good solution.
逃げること優先だよ。ほら、急いで。
The girl pulls my hand and begins to run, but I want to listen longer. As we move, I kept my sight directed towards the sound.
俺の目の前で何人死んだかわかるか。この手で何人殺したか知ってるか。毎晩ガキどもに夢枕に立たれるんだよ。助けて、助けてってな。
Killing kids now? What the fuck is happening?
耐えられねえ。これ以上ガキを追い込めってんなら、あんたが自分でやれよ。あんたは、いや、どいつもこいつもイカれてやがる。
This organization, the detectives,
この組織の探偵どもも
there's something going afoot.
全員な。
The man behind the slaughter. Is this guy the purple guy? Maybe. Didn't pass this way. Mentor didn't pass away. The voices become inaudible. An ice-cold breeze blows through my legs, causing my body to shiver. Oh, it's the first scene, I believe. It's freezing. My legs won't move, or is it that my body is refusing to keep going? The intense pain shoots through my head, and I fall to my knees. I have no idea what's happened to my body, but oddly enough, I'm certain of one thing. Something horrific awaits us ahead.
マト君、大丈夫？
The girl calls out to me in the darkness. I really can't see her face at all, though the touch of her hand is the only indication that she's standing right in front of me.
大丈夫。きっと私たち家に帰るよ。
Oh.
帰ったら。
It's weirdly like cuts out, like that was actually the audio. Her voice cuts in and out like a radio with a weak signal. Before long, the warmth of her hand is gone.
待って。
No one tells. Panicking, I dash further into the passage as if I were chasing after her. My frenzied footfalls rings out through the impenetrable darkness. The voices I had heard earlier are gone. A feeling of complete and utter isolation washes over me, like I'm the only person left on Earth. I can't help to cry out.
行かないで。僕を一人にしないで。
As I continue on, a light appears ahead of me. I run toward it with all my strength. I run. And I run. Till ahead of me, I see a familiar sight of the entrance hall. What happened to the passageway I just been running down? Where is the girl who was with me? Why am I in the manor? Did I somehow arrive here at some point? The inside of my head burns with agony. I can't shake the feeling that something terrible is happening.
安心しろ。 ワト君、君は正常だ。
Oh, is she returning my memories? Home descends the staircase from the second floor. I'm relieved to finally see a friendly face.
ホームズさん、僕は一体。
まあ落ち着け。深呼吸でもして自分の記憶をゆっくりと辿ってみるといい。
So I think ideal is like literally like bringing back the memories for Watto right now. I instructed I take a deep breath and try to recall what had happened. What had happened was, that's right. After I bumped into Home's spirit in my room, we spoke until I got sleepy.
なんだ、夢の中か。まあそうに決まってるよね。
半分正解で半分不正解だ。
Oh.
いて。
I yelp as Holmes flicks my forehead. Oh, that hurt. What the?
どうして夢の中なのに痛みが。
私の思念は君と深く結びついているようでな。心を読むに始まり、こうして同じ夢を見ることも可能だし、夢の中なら
So you're just allowed to do all this shit all of a sudden? I mean, I get it, you're a ghost, but still, wow.
噛み砕いて言えば、触れたり痛みを与えたりすることもできるというわけだよ。
It's
お
another
望み
smack.
とあらば、その分からず屋の頭にもう一発お見舞いしてみせようか。
わかりましたわかりました。すっごくわかりました。夢の中でならお話できるってことですね。
イグザクトリー。賢い頭にはデコピンではなくなでなでをしてあげよう。
I wouldn't mind. She lays a hand on my head as she speaks. Her kind touch reminds me of how lifelike home seems right now. Of course, the situation is objectively unreal. I'm a bit ashamed at how easily I'm willing to believe any of this is true.
さてワト君、重要なのはここからだ。君は今見ているこの光景をどう思う？
This is the manor.
どうって。
This is the entrance hall to the manor, exactly as I've known it. The level of detail is almost too incredible to be a dream. It's hard to not be impressed at my mind for making it.
特に何も思いませんけど。何かあるんですか？
やはりまだ見えていないか。
My girl said, "You can't see the future," and I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Home takes my hand and walks towards the entrance, pulling me along.
ワト君、私と思念が結びついたということは、君の脳にも強い変化が生じたということだ。
Yep.
具体的に言えば、生前の私が扱えた特殊な能力を君も使いこなせるということに他ならない。
特殊な能力？何ですかそれ？さっきから頭痛がするばかりで、体には特に変化も見られませんけど。
Neuron activations.
それはどうかな。足元に何かを感じないかい？
My feet. Now that she mentions it, I do feel something touching my feet. I look down into to inspect it, and what I see is, I finally process what's touching me. It's Downtown's arm, stiff like a porcelain doll. Her hand is coated in a dark liquid, leaving a crimson red handprint where she made contact. I heave as a metallic stench hits my nose, but since this is a dream, I have nothing in my stomach to vomit out. Oh, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's her fucking hand. It isn't just Downtown Detective. The other detectives I met lie in heap upon the floor, like figurines toppled from the shelf. Among them is Doleful, prone and lifeless. Rowdy's hand stretches towards me as she foams at the mouth, her eyes rolled up and unmoving.
ヤク君、みんな。
I rush to Doleful and check for a pulse, but I feel nothing. I hear no voices nor breathing aside from my own. Not one of them is showing even a single sign of life. Downtown's face, which usually which usually wore such a carefree smile, is frozen and contorted in anguish as blood still trickles down it. She was full of energy just last night. The thought brings me to tears. It's unforgivable. Who could do something so
君
horrendous?
に見えたみたい悲劇の結末
Why is bro inspecting bodies in a dream? I'd be like, what the fuck, and wake up normally. I think what's happening right now is he's gonna be able to tell what's about to happen, and he's now gonna be able to like, you're able to see the future now. Is the premise of what's happening. Home walks over to me as I stand rooted in place. Upon seeing her face, I'm finally able to regain some composure.
焦ったりしてバカだな。
I think this is his ability, that he's able to see the future. Bro gets foresight, and now he needs to figure out how to stop it from happening.
そんな。
繰り返しになるが半分正解で半分不正解だ。これは夢であり
It's
夢
a
じゃな
dream,
い
but also not. I am in sleep state
どう
mode.
いう意味ですか。はっきりと教えてください、ホームズさん。
Holmes flashes her coldest smile yet. The tone of her voice as she answers.
この先で起こりうる未来の悲劇
It is. I
君
told
は
you.
悲劇を予知する能力を手に入れたんだよ。
Hold up. Holmes, the tone of her voice as she answers sends a shiver down my spine. This is a tragedy that could occur in the future. You have gained the ability to foresee such events. This motherfucker can see the future of what's about to happen. What the actual fuck? Wake up on my bed, the morning sun shines through the window, filling the dusky room with light. Well, my whole body is soaked from night sweats, but despite just waking up, my wits remain sharp. It feels less like I was sleeping and more like I was simply opening my eyes.
夢。
Nah, it's surreal to be a dream. My hands tremble as the tragic scene I had witnessed moments also flashed through my mind. It was definitely there just now. I saw downtown detective's quarters, my hands soaked in blood. It felt far too real to be a dream. Could that really have been a potential future tragedy, like Holmes said?
そうだ。ホームズさん。ホームズさんは。
Holmes and I have been speaking in my dream, but now she's nowhere to be seen. I calm down and my confusion begins to fade. As it does, the absurd events that took place when I entered this room, not to mention in my sleep, feel more and more like an illusion.
そっか。そうだよね。ホームズさんは死ん
Well, I mean, he doesn't have the ability to see ghosts. It's only the reason he's able to see,
全部夢だったんだ。
what's her name?
そもそも。
Ideal
死んだ人が
detective
例に
is
僕の
when
前に
it's,
現れるだなんて。春は
it's because they have a strong bond together. Is why she's able to see him, or he's able to see
お
her.
はよう、わたく。いい夢を見れたな
That's just a funny shot. Holmes' body pops out of the ceiling. I suppressed my shrieking before another man springs out. Talk about a close one. I was on the brink of getting the other detectives all worried about me
ど
again.
うして天井から体を飛び出してきたんですか。
上の階の住人の様子を確認しただけだよ。美食くんの寝相がなかなかユニークだったが、聞きたいかい？
She's so bored. She's like, I gotta do something while I wait.
学生の部屋を覗くだなんて探偵失格ですよ、ホームズさん。
おやおや、青少年のくせにロマンがないな。幽霊になったのだから覗きの一つや二つしたくなるのが人情だろ。まあ許してくれよ。あんな強烈な余地を見た後だからな。サプライズで少しでも気分を紛らわせてやろうと思ったんだ。
Welcome diversion. Well,
気持ち
consider
だけ
me
受け取って
surprised.
おきます。
I I suppose Holmes' prank. I suppose Holmes' prank did distract me from my mental panic somewhat. I recall what I saw in my dream with a clear mind. All the detectives dead upon the floor, and the stench of blood, their faces contorted in anguish. And Holmes warning me that the future holds this catastrophe in store.
ホームズさん、夢で話したことは覚えていますか？
もちろん覚えているよ。夢で話した通り、私は君の心を読めるから、君が今何を考えているか分かっている。信じたくないんだろ？だが諦めろ。夢の中で語ったことは全て真実だ。
This also just now gave me a clear statement of who she's able to read the mind of. She's only able to read Watto's fucking mind, which is the protagonist, which makes sense. And I was like, that would be really broken if she's just able to read anyone else's mind.
私が有していた未来予知の能力、エンドシーイングに君は確かに目覚めている。
Your dream had the meaning. There's some weird meaning to it, but there's a meaning.
予知だなんてそんな、どういう原理でできるんですか？そもそもなんでいきなり僕にそんな力が？突然すぎて頭が追いつきませんよ。
Well, it makes sense.
私も理屈まではわからない。
You were able to predict the danger that was about to kill you, and then you fucking move out the way.
当たり前のようにできることに理屈など求めないだろ。君は呼吸をする際にどんなプロセスを経て息を吸い込み、体内に酸素が行き渡るか説明できる。
Don't talk about this. It's gonna make me fucking conscious about breathing.
いや、それは無理ですけど。
Motherfucker.
そうだろ。
You are manually now breathing in and out. Fuck you.
未来を読むことができるという事実が重要なのであって、原理などどうでもいい。
それでいいんでしょうか。
Shut the fuck up. Get the feeling that I've been tricked by her silver tongue, or is that just my imagination?
そんなことより今はもっと優先して考えなければならないことがあるだろ。
優先して考えなければならないことって何ですか？
君が見た惨劇を。
I hate you. I hate you so much. You made me so conscious. Her words give me a start. She's right. There's no time to despair. Despair? Danganronpa? Sorry. Not after the tragedy I've foreseen. Right now, I need to figure out what I can do to change that outcome. But how would I even start?
そのエンドシーイングとやらで予知した未来は変えることができるんですか？
無論だよ。私はもともと予知した惨劇を事前に阻止することで評価を上げてきた人間だからな。
There is gonna be a game made by the same creator of the Danganronpa series called the Master Detective Archives Rain Code. Has the same art style as Danganronpa because it's made by the same fucking, group. As well as it's being published by Spike Chunsoft. I cannot wait for that. That's June 30th that game's gonna come out. Honestly, I'm not sure, even outside of her ability, Holmes was an incredibly gifted person, but me, incompetent is literally in my name. There's no way I have the power to change the future on my own.
どうして心の声を
Oh.
君の心を読めると何度も言っているじゃないか。風が吹けば桶屋が儲かるという話は知っているかな。
I think after this conversation, that's when I'll stop streaming. Or I'll end the stream. I also have to pee pretty bad.
小さな波紋だって確実にどこかの水面を揺らし、揺れた水面に呼応して別の動きにつながる。君の起こした波紋によって他の探偵たちも行動を起こし、きっと本来以上の役割を果たして未来を変えることができるさ。
そんなものでしょうか。
そんなものだよ。
Fucking A. I'm not gonna argue there. Her eloquent words still seem to be leading me on, but I'll trust her for now. Either way, I wasn't planning to stand idly
そ
by.
れと未来を変えるのに有効なのは他の者の行動を変えることだな。
行動を変えるってどうやって？
方法はいろいろさ。君を信頼する者なら頼んで変えてもらえばいいし、敵対する者なら力ずくで変えてやるのもいいだろう。それと死ぬはずだった運命の探偵を救うのも効果的だろうな。
まさか、さすがにそんな状況起こりえませんよ。
I'm only saving in case this cuts into a part where I
この
can't
洋
save.
館は私もあまり訪れたことがなく、謎の仕掛けが多い。犯人がもしその仕掛けに通じていたのなら確実に利用してくるだろう。以前も言ったが、今回の事件の黒幕は恐ろしく狡猾で用意周到だ。何が起ころうとも切り抜けられるよう覚悟しておいた方がいい。私の二の鉄を踏まないためにも。
These words weigh especially heavily, coming from the now deceased Holmes. I need to get myself together. Being reunited with Holmes has made me just a little too lax. Even she was no match for this adversary. I need to put my game face on if I'm going to tackle this.
ごめんなさい、ホームズさん。今の言葉、ちゃんと肝に銘じておきます。
その意気だよ、ワト君。そして最後に一つ。これだけは守ってくれ。
Kill everyone. Holmes' face grows stern as she speaks with a strong voice and clipped tones that I've never heard her use before.
私が見えること、私の能力を受け継いだことは絶対に誰にも言うな。
どうしてですか？簡単には信じてもらえないと思
Oh,
い
he
ます
got the ability to see the
もし
future
本当だと証明
from
できたら
her.
話が
Okay.
スムーズなのに。
バレてしまうと確実に消されるからだ。理由は
Wait, but like also,
今はとにかく
couldn't you predict what was gonna happen in the future of that event of you dying, or was it not? Or it's not. I don't know how it works. Just then, someone knocks on my door. I open to see Armor and Dolphin. They've come to tell me that Mystic's made breakfast.
ありがとう、二人とも。ちょっと汗をかいちゃったから、シャワーを浴びてから食堂に向かうよ。
了解である。
魔界さんの手料理すごく美味しそうだよ。先に行って食べてるね。
Once I leave, I take a towel prepared for me in my room and head to the bathroom on the second floor. But right at that moment,
ではシャワー室に向かうとしようか。
for some reason, Holmes acts like tagging along is the normal thing to do here.
なんでついてくるんですか？シャワーを浴びるから部屋か食堂で待っていてください。
おいおい、君こそ何を言っているんだ？私は君から離れることができないと初めに教えたじゃないか。
So how are you able to go everywhere else?
僕自ら離れようとしてもダメなんですか？
ああ、全くダメだな。まるで散歩紐でくくられたワンコのごとく、君の進む方角へ引きずられていってしまう。まあ、見られて減るものでもないし、別に構わないだろ。
構います。めちゃくちゃ構います。女性に見られながらシャワーを浴びるなんて恥ずかしいですよ。
まったく、君のわがままにも困ったものだね。仕方がない。シャワー室の外で待っているよ。
She really wanted to see.
ただ、一点だけ理解してくれ。繰り返しになるが、幽霊になった以上、覗きの一つに感知してなる
Why you play with this man's life?
じゃないですか。
That's a little funny gimmick there. Okay. That conversation is ended overall. That's fine. You're at the right time of going to bed. But good night, Sly. I appreciate you for chilling with me this entire time. Very much so. Alright, thank you very much. Yes. Okay. To the title screen I go. Yep. Alright. That was a good time. That was a good time. You could chapter select now. Great. What was I just gonna say? Right, tomorrow. More on Ace Attorney Investigations. Miles Edgeworth's happening tomorrow. Yo, this game is fucking with my head. More because I'm like, alright, huh? What? This is happening? What? What? Like, it just keeps going worse and worse. But other than that, appreciate anyone who dropped by to watch for a little bit, and or whoever still stayed here for a while. Other than that, I think I'm gonna call it a night. And I'll see anyone who wants to watch me tomorrow. Bye, Johnny.